Chapter 1137. In particular, the divine cannons formed on the lightning-gathering towers made the ancient giants feel a sense of dread, as if they could smell death. The cannons and lightning-gathering towers fused together perfectly. The combination of savagery and perfection presented a violent aesthetic. The lightning-gathering towers continued to strengthen. Each of the battle towers was upgraded. All of them had become top-grade divine crystals. They could store, absorb, and release all kinds of lightning energy. They became stronger, faster, and more direct. They were filled with destructive power. Moreover, these cannons didn't have a single barrel, but 3 barrels connected together. They could fire one after another in a series of domineering attacks that would never stop. There was no break in the bombardment. The cannons were at the very top of the towers. They could rotate 360 degrees without any blind spot. Whether it was outside, inside, or high up in the sky, they could instantly cover the target under the muzzle of the cannons. Lethal weapon. This was a peerless lethal weapon, a weapon of mass destruction. There were a total of 129,600 of these iron-blood divine cannons, and they were fused into the various lightning-gathering towers. However, compared to the 296 billion lightning-gathering towers in the Demon Court, this was only a small portion of them being modified. They had been transformed. The rest still required the Ministry of Works to mobilize resources, refiners, formation masters, restriction masters, and so on to continuously forge them. This was an extremely long project. However, once all of the 296 billion lightning-gathering towers were transformed into lightning-gathering cannons, the entire Demon Court would become a terrifying hedgehog that would make even the sovereign's scalps go numb. That situation was too ferocious. Rumble. While the Demon Court was transforming, the countless spatial faults that originally belonged to the Iron-Blood battleships were fusing with all of the dimensions in the Demon Court. As a result, many mysterious ruins and regions appeared in the large number of dimensions in the Demon Court, and many demons and itinerant cultivators of the heavens had more places to explore. Later, after the dimensions were opened up, countless cultivators did indeed explore those ruins and dangerous places, and they obtained inconceivable fortuitous encounters. Of course, this was a story for later. The 129,600 dimensions that fused with the Iron-Blood battleships continued to expand, and at the same time, they were faintly showing signs of transforming into a world. Once it transformed into a world, the Demon Court would truly reach the immortal rank. At the same time, vast amounts of Khanate Yuan Qi poured into the entire Demon Court like a tidal wave. With the metamorphosis of the Demon Court, countless demons and cultivators in the Demon Court received incredible benefit. Good! What a dense Xiantian Yuan Qi! I can feel that this is the purest form of Xiantian Yuan Qi. There's also the Xiantian Slaughter Yuan Qi required by my cultivation technique. I feel that the bottleneck has disappeared. Opportunity, a supreme opportunity. I've heard from the elders of the clan that when a supreme artifact evolves, the living beings inside it will often obtain great benefits. Who knows how many times faster one's comprehension of the great Tao compared to the outside world. In almost an instant, the speed at which the Imperial Jade Archive absorbed chaos energy had reached 504 primordial chaos energy, causing the Khanate primordial chaos energy in the Demon Court to increase to an astonishing level. Immediately, countless demons and cultivators sat down cross-legged and closed their eyes to cultivate. Rumble! In the void of the Demon Court, countless tribulation clouds appeared one after another, and a large number of cultivators began to transcend their tribulations. However, after transcending the tribulation, a large number of heavenly tribulations were instantly devoured by the Imperial Jade Archive, perfecting the heavenly tribulation talisman. Almost all cultivators below the level of Eternal Overlord broke through a realm. Everyone above the level of Eternal Overlord broke through a level. For a time, the demon court's strength increased greatly. Rumble! The demon court was constantly shaking. Boundless fluctuations were transmitted. The jade archive of the imperial realm had become even more powerful after the heavenly cycle apparatus had fused with it. Faintly, it exuded an aura of immortality. As the iron blood worship continued to be refined, the Lingxiao demon court also continued to advance toward the peak of the sovereign divine weapon. Good! Now, the demon court is only one step away from becoming an immortal artifact. This time, when we enter the chaos, we must make the demon court become immortal. Di Shirtian stood quietly outside the Imperial Jade Archive, feeling the drastic changes in the entire ancient city. He was secretly excited. The immortal rank was an unimaginable height, an existence comparable to the purple-gold continent. Look, the stars! What a vast space of stars! What a vast space of Xinghe! We're in the space of Demon Suppression Valley. How can we see stars? What a resplendent star! I have never seen such a bright star before. However, I feel that there is a rather strange illusion. What's going on? In the soaring firmament demon court, countless demons and all heaven's cultivators who had survived the tribulation of the demon court's growth and metamorphosis suddenly looked up at the outside of the demon court. They discovered that a vast expanse of dazzling stars had mysteriously appeared in the originally empty void outside. The number was almost uncountable. Moreover, it was large and bright. The starlight that bloomed was almost comparable to the sun and the moon. The heavenly cycle star diagram. In the core space, Di Shirtian, who was guarding Tian Can, Huang Quan, Duo Bao, and the others, instinctively felt an invisible pressure crushing the demon court from the outside. Without even thinking, he appeared in the sky above the demon court and looked up at the void. Looking at the starry sky, a solemn expression flashed across his face. With just a glance, he could tell that the star was one of the 10 divine artifacts of the human race, the heavenly cycle star diagram. Feeling the pressure emanating from the heavenly cycle star diagram, he raised his eyebrows and emitted a strong sense of majesty. Shifter Emperor, you have invaded the territory of the human race and wantonly killed the Emperor of Longevity. You have already committed a heinous crime in the human race. A monster will always be a monster. You will never have humanity. Today, I will let you receive your punishment. From the heavenly cycle star diagram, a series of male and female berating voices constantly sounded, but a vast pressure crushed toward the demon court like a tide. Unfortunately, in front of the demon court, that kind of pressure was like an egg hitting a rock. It was not intimidating at all. Humph! Human nature is cold. Even humans are indifferent to each other. The blood of the monster race is hot and will boil. You humans are not worthy of being compared to us monsters. What a joke! Di Shirtian spat out coldly. He did not hide his sarcasm. Guide the stars, destroy the demon court! Rumble! In the heavenly cycle star diagram, all the stars started to revolve rapidly under a mysterious force. In the blink of an eye, all kinds of profound formations were constantly changing. They emitted a strange power. Oh no! Di Shirtian saw it and raised his eyebrows. He instinctively sensed a faint sense of uneasiness. Sure enough, after the heavenly cycle star diagram revolved for a while, only a series of terrifying rumbles could be heard. The entire ancient diagram strangely disappeared into the void, and for a moment, the vast stars were withdrawn. However, at the same time, the expressions of countless monsters and cultivators changed drastically. Good! What a huge star, so many stars! Oh my God, that's not an ordinary star, it's an ancient star. They're smashing towards the demon court. So many. These damned human cultivators are so vicious. They actually used the heavenly star diagram to draw down the stars from the ancient star space. Oh my God, I heard that each of the ancient stars is equivalent to a peerless expert. Even a peerless expert wouldn't be able to withstand it if it came crashing down. That's right. That's right. I heard that the ancient stars are equivalent to a peerless expert. It's not just one, it's a meteor shower. One by one, the cultivators looked at the scene in the sky in despair. Their faces were filled with fear. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They could clearly see that there were bright tails of flames in the void, leaving behind gorgeous starlight. The incomparably huge, ancient stars were falling out of the sky. Moreover, they were falling in the direction of the demon court. They were extremely fast, so fast that it was unbelievable. At the same time, the stars were burning with blazing star flames. Under the stars, the void distorted violently and was destroyed inch by inch, constantly shattering into countless pieces. The number of these ancient stars was not just one or two, but thousands or even tens of thousands. They were densely packed and emitted starlight that could be seen by countless spaces. Each of them carried the aura of death. This was a terrifying meteor shower. A meteor shower with the aura of death. With every inch it descended, the pressure on the demon court of the soaring heaven demon court grew stronger. In the process of falling, the power contained in each star was also rising crazily. Each of them carried a terrifying power that could cause a great powerhouse to die and be severely injured. Your Majesty, the humans are so daring to play tricks on us again. I will go and sweep away all of these stars with the 5-colored divine light. A 5-colored divine light flashed across instantly and stopped in front of Chertion, revealing a handsome young man who looked to be in his 20s with a face as white as jade. He was wearing a green robe with the 5-colored divine light behind him, which set off an unusually majestic aura. There was an arrogant look on his face, but it was not annoying. It was a natural pride. However, when he faced Chertion, he respectfully asked for a battle. Kong Wu, although you are the guardian divine emperor of the soaring Heaven King Palace, with your cultivation, you still need to be more careful. Go up the heavenly ladder more often. With your talent, it won't be difficult for you to become an ancient demon god. There's no need for you to do anything now. These meteorites may not be able to do anything to the Lingxiao demon court. Indra glanced at the young man. There was a trace of warmth in his words, but there was also a hint of prodding. Purple firmament thunder guards! Sakra spat out a sentence neither slowly nor slowly. The purple heaven thunder guards are here. Your Majesty, please give your orders. Below each lightning congregating tower, there were 3 burly demon soldiers in purple lightning armor standing straight and answering loudly. The purple heaven thunder guards were specially born for the thunder gathering tower. This army was only in charge of attacking the thunder gathering tower. Enter the tower and lock the iron blood lightning cannon on the meteors. Attack without any restrictions and destroy the ancient stars. Chertion said word by word and gave the order with boundless majesty. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Qigyan. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1138. Yes, Emperor. Many of the Purple Heaven Thunder Guards looked very calm, but they did not hide the strong enthusiasm and respect in their eyes. After they agreed, they all went into the thunder-gathering towers. Those with iron blood thunder cannons immediately went to the front of the cannons and quickly aimed the cannons at the rapidly falling stars. Those without cannons also quickly aimed the thunder-gathering towers at the stars. Rumble! At an incredible speed, the Jade Archive of the Ultimate Emperor transformed massive amounts of innate essence Qi into inexhaustible innate thunder essence, which was then injected into the thunder-gathering towers through countless mysterious Tao patterns. Now, even without the iron blood thunder cannons, the thunder-gathering towers were so powerful that they could pose a fatal threat to an ancient overlord. Moreover, there were not only 1 or 2 of them in the demon court, but a total of 129,600 of them. If they were to explode at this moment, the power would be so terrifying that it could destroy everything in its path. But at the same time, it was a kind of pressure for the ultimate Emperor Jade Archive. Once it was opened, it would consume a huge amount of yuan qi of heaven and earth at every moment. Every time it exploded, it would consume at least one origin realm yuan qi. In addition to the Ironblood Thunder Cannon, it would consume 3 origin realm yuan qi every second. Rumble. Of course, for the current Ultimate Emperor Jade Archive, this consumption was just a drop in the ocean. On the spot, all the thunder-gathering towers shook at the same time. Lightning of different colors flowed like water and instantly covered each tower completely. Dull rumbling sounds were constantly heard. Countless thunder yuan madly gathered in the towers. Thunder-gathering towers. I wonder if these thunder-gathering towers can destroy those meteors. The ancient stars are too terrifying. There shouldn't be a problem. Look at that ferocious cannon barrel. It only appeared when he just advanced. It must have monstrous power. The Shifter Emperor will not do something he is not confident of. The cultivators began to watch the battle in front of them. Although they were nervous, they could not help but calm down when they saw Di Shirtian standing calmly in the void. They had considerable confidence in the Shifter Emperor. Rumble. The thousands of stars grew larger and larger as they got closer. They were like huge balls of flames, and the pressure they brought was constantly increasing. In the blink of an eye, they were already within 1,000,000 miles of the Demon Court. They could even hear the sound of meteorites shattering space. Attack! The moment Di Shirtian uttered the 2 words softly, all the lightning-gathering towers exploded. Bang, bang, bang! Countless dazzling lightning balls bombarded the thousands of stars like raindrops. Each lightning ball was hundreds of feet in size and contained incredible destructive power. Among them, there were 129,600 dazzling lightning bolts that possessed terrifying destructive power. Like lasers, they directly locked onto the several thousand meteors. Rumble! The meteor was truly terrifying. Before the lightning balls could even touch the meteor, they were directly crushed by a terrifying pressure that distorted the space around them. The destructive power of the lightning ball's explosion was annihilated by the collapse of the space around them. It did not cause any damage to the meteor at all. However, the lightning bolts shot out by the Ironblood lightning cannon collided violently with the meteor. On the spot, they collided violently with 2 meteors. The surrounding space collapsed and was constantly annihilated. The flames outside the meteor were shattered. At the same time, the meteor's speed was constantly decreasing. The terrifying roar almost shook the void and filled the ears of countless practitioners. The Ironblood lightning cannon was able to contend with the falling meteor, which showed its terrifying offensive power. However, this was not the end of it. The Ironblood lightning cannon had 3 barrels that rotated in a rotating manner. Once it fired, it could almost be done without stopping. Bang, bang, bang! Streaks of lightning with unimaginable destructive power bombarded the meteorite crazily. Bolts after bolts of lightning bombarded the meteorite like raindrops. Each bolt of lightning could blast apart the body of a peerless expert. It was terrifying to the extreme. No matter how strong the meteorite was, it was unable to withstand the bombardment of dozens of lightning cannons. Ferocious and terrifying cracks madly spread in all directions at a speed visible to the naked eye. Before long, the stars exploded one after another under another bombardment, turning into countless fragments of various sizes that shot out in all directions, smashing towards the soaring sky demon court. They were densely packed and covered an innumerable area. Boom, boom, boom. However, these fragments were immediately shattered under the attack of the countless lightning-gathering towers, exploding into brilliant fireworks in the void. In the blink of an eye, the thousands of ancient meteors that bombarded the meteor had completely disappeared from the void. Only the shattered space could see the tragic scene that had just occurred in the void. The fierce battle had only taken place in a few short moments. However, the dazzling divine light that had erupted was completely reflected in the minds of every practitioner. Vaguely, it was difficult for them to recover. They were dumbfounded. When did the demon court have such a domineering attack method? The power of the battle cannons, each attack has the destructive power of a peerless expert. Didn't the intelligence say that the demon court, other than the 4 heavenly gates that were sturdy, lack attack methods and have always relied on brute force to fight? The mighty power of these lightning-gathering towers has become so terrifying. It seems that we have underestimated the demon court. Now, the demon court has probably reached the peak of the supreme artifact level and has 1 foot in the immortal level. This won't do. The demon court is too much of a threat to the human clan. It was already extremely powerful when it didn't have any attack methods. Now that it has such a powerful attack method, the threat it poses to the human clan is even more terrifying. We must propose to destroy the demon court at all costs. In the void, a series of spirit wills were communicating rapidly. They were the few almighty beings hidden in the heavenly cycle star map. After witnessing the stars they had drawn down being blasted into smithereens in such a domineering manner, the shock in their hearts was almost to the extreme. After seeing that all the stars were blasted into smithereens, Tion stood in the void and scanned the entire demon court. Wherever his gaze landed, countless demons could feel a solemn atmosphere. They all looked at him. In ancient times, we fought with the savage beasts for survival space. Faced with endless savage beasts, how did we demon clan face them? Tion calmly said. It seemed to be a murmur, but it also seemed to be a question to countless demons, a kind of spur to their hearts. Kill, kill, kill. The eyes of the countless demon clan members slowly changed, as if their entire bodies had returned to the ancient man era. They personally felt the spirit of their ancestors. In ancient times, we demon clan faced hundreds of millions of demon gods. How did we demon clan face them? Tion asked again. Kill, 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 kill. The eyes of countless demons blazed, and murderous voices roared out like a tide. The voices grew louder and louder, almost shaking the void and filling the entire demon court. Now we are facing the provocation and attack of the humans. How should we face them? Tion said word by word, attacking the demons' hearts. His sonorous voice echoed in every inch of the void. Kill, kill, kill. Slaughter the humans. Kill them all. Destroy them. We, the demon race, are definitely not easy to bully. Countless hysterical cries rang out crazily. A kind of anger, as if their reverse scale had been touched, hovered in the minds of every demon. The demon blood in their bodies was boiling. They couldn't wait to rush out of the demon city and fight with the human cultivators. Blood. What Sakura wanted was for the blood in the demon race's body to never be extinguished. He wanted the demon race to always maintain the blood in their body that wasn't cold. This was also the reason why he wanted to question the demons at this moment. Good. Today, I will lead you to face the humans head-on. I will let the world know that we demon clan are not to be bullied. Whoever provokes us, we will pay them back 100 times, 1,000 times. We demon clan will not bully anyone, but we will not let anyone bully us. Kill. Tion spat out a sentence filled with murderous intent. As soon as his voice fell, all the lightning-gathering towers exploded. Countless lightning bolts, countless lightning balls, and a large number of lightning cannons bombarded the void. Rumble! The void was filled with countless lightning bolts on the spot. Under the countless lightning bolts, a vast heavenly cycle star map was blasted out by countless lightning balls and lightning cannons. Demon Emperor, you are too much of a bully! A cold, angry roar came from the heavenly cycle star map. Aren't you afraid that we humans will come and smash your demon court to smithereens? A threatening female voice echoed in the void. If you humans want to fight, then we demon clan dare to fight. Today I will first beat you into dogs. Tion's emperor's aura was like a mountain, and he sneered with supreme arrogance. Your Majesty, we dog clan don't accept dogs. The heaven devourer dog god shouted. Kill! Tion commanded. On the spot, all the lightning congregating towers roared madly. Countless lightning bolts bombarded the Heavenly Cycle star map like a tide. Heavenly Cycle star map, Star War Gods, kill! Under the control of the 5 almighty experts, the cosmic star formation in the diagram was completely activated. The countless stars in the diagram revolved in various profound trajectories. Numerous towering star gods of war, each of whom was at least 10,000 feet tall and clad in star battle armor, continued to take shape. They each held a variety of weapons in their hands. Roar! With a roar, they slashed at the attacks that filled the sky. Each strike had a terrifying destructive force comparable to that of a peerless expert. The countless lightning bolts were destroyed. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien.com to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1139. 9 almighty experts were enough to push the cosmic star map, a peak autarch-level divine artifact, to the extreme. They could completely unleash the mysteries and power of the entire cosmic star map. They operated rapidly in the mysterious orbit of the cosmic star formation, condensing into numerous astral war gods that seemed to have materialized. Each astral war god had the power of a peerless expert. They could explode with destructive power. Not only could the star atlas absorb the power of the stars, it also contained a primordial spirit treasure born from the primordial chaos, the Valurium star tree. It could absorb the faith of countless astral gods, nurture countless stars, and unleash vast amounts of astral power. Although it was an extreme treasure, its power was also extreme. It was invincible among the stars. The stars, the dawn of the darkness, the jewels of the void, illuminate countless worlds, give birth to countless living beings. The stars represent life, and the stars represent destruction. Astral hymns echoed throughout the ancient Atlas as one astral war god after another charged out of the ancient Atlas, charging toward the countless bolts of lightning that blotted out the sky. Be it the 5 elements lightning, the baleful Een lightning, the baleful earth lightning, or the annihilation lightning, they were all pulverized. They wielded all sorts of strange weapons, including sabers, swords, spears, and hammers. With a single strike, they could shatter all attacks in an area of hundreds of thousands of meters. Ordinary lightning congregating towers posed little threat to these astral war gods. According to the Pantheon Palace's intelligence, the demon court was lacking in offensive methods. However, that was in the past. Now that the Ironblood battleships had merged with them, they truly had claws and fangs. And they were incredibly sharp. Bam! 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 The Ironblood lightning cannons rained down on the astral war gods with almost no pause in between. Bolts of lightning were compressed and blasted out by the cannons. These weren't ordinary bolts of lightning, but rather, a type of lightning known as the annihilation lightning. Terrifying lightning, brimming with destructive power. Each bolt of annihilation lightning glowed with crimson light and carried with it the aura of death. Each bolt was 30,000 meters long, and they slammed into the astral war gods. Although the astral war gods unleashed their own terrifying attacks to contend with the lightning, they were only able to hold out for a moment before being pulverized by the annihilation lightning. Simultaneously annihilated. The Iron Blood lightning cannon destroyed everything in its path. Bang bang bang! The dazzling great thunder of annihilation left behind dazzling streaks of lightning as it struck the Star War gods again and again. Those Star War gods exploded like fireworks on the spot. At the same time, a massive amount of divine lightning blasted into the heavenly cycle star map behind the great thunder of annihilation, causing the space within the ancient map to constantly distort. At the same time, bolts of great annihilation divine thunder broke into the ancient diagram, shattering stars one after another. However, the ancient diagram was also very strange. When a star was destroyed, another star would immediately be born. It was like the most terrifying black hole, constantly swallowing up a sea of attacks. Meteor fall. In the star map, the 9 Almighties let out a roar at the same time. The heavenly cycle star diagram shook violently, causing the surrounding space to distort and shatter. In the blink of an eye, it shattered into billions of fragments. The entire ancient diagram turned into a vast star space. In the center of the star space, one could vaguely see a huge mysterious crystal ancient tree. On the tree there were fruits, and each fruit was a dazzling star. The ancient star tree shook violently. Boom, boom, boom. Stars fell from the tree like raindrops, covering the sky and earth. In an instant, each of them turned into the most terrifying and sharp Star War arrows. With dazzling starlight, they shot out densely from the star map. In an instant, the entire demon court was under attack. Boom, boom, boom. Those astral battle arrows were truly terrifying. Each and every one of them had terrifying penetrative power. The vast amount of divine lightning was pierced through and shattered, emitting a series of rumbling sounds. However, the astral battle arrows were only able to wear away a little bit of the astral battle arrows. They still possessed terrifying destructive power. Even if they encountered the great lightning of destruction, every 3 Star War arrows would be annihilated at the same time as one great lightning of destruction. However, these Star War arrows were so numerous and fast that they broke through the blockade and landed on the demon court. Unfortunately, as soon as these Star War arrows got close to the demon court, they were immediately blocked by an invisible and tough barrier. They could not go any further. It was as if the demon court had suddenly grown countless barbs, making it look like a hedgehog. However, the 4 heavenly gates emitted mysterious divine light at the same time. They vibrated together, and a vast force shook all the Star War arrows into powder. They dissipated into nothingness. Bang, bang, bang! Bolts of great annihilation divine lightning continuously blasted into the heavenly cycle constellation diagram. The constellations in the diagram were destroyed time and time again, and although it didn't seem like much, it caused the diagram to tremble unceasingly. The constellation tree shook violently, spewing out vast amounts of astral yuan qi, giving birth to a large number of constellations. However, the divine glow of the constellation tree grew dimmer and dimmer. The power it absorbed could not compete with the consumption of the star tree. Although countless living beings were constantly praying and pouring the rich power of faith into the star tree, it was like pouring a cup of water on a burning cart of firewood. Not good. Run. The star tree can't keep up with the rate at which it absorbs the power of the stars from the ancient star space. The Ling Shao demon court is as hard as a tortoise's shell. Even the star battle arrows can't break the 4 cardinal gate. The attack power of those lightning cannons is too terrifying. Once the heavenly cycle star map is broken, the supreme artifact will be damaged. Revenge is a dish best served cold. We'll let the demons live freely for a while. When the time comes, we'll make the demon court pay a painful price. Go! In the heavenly cycle star map, the 9 peerless powerhouses witnessed the collision between the star map and the demon court. Although they did not show any signs of defeat, in terms of vital energy sources, they were no match for the Jade Archive. One absorbed the power of the stars and the power of faith, while the other absorbed the chaos chi directly from the chaos. The difference between the two was obvious at a glance. They could clearly feel the star map's difficulty in holding on. Without thinking, the ancient map in the void shook violently. Ripples appeared around it, and it drilled into the void and broke through the void. Where do you think you're going? Di Shirtian saw it, and his black hair danced wildly behind his head. He shouted coldly, "Demon Court, devour the Demon Suppression Valley and chase after the star map. I'll make you humans pay a painful price no matter where you go." Rumble. With Di Shirtian's support, the Demon Court's devouring power increased by hundreds and thousands of times. In the blink of an eye, it swallowed the Demon Suppression Valley, which had not been devoured, into the Demon Court and merged into a space. The demon court shook slightly and slammed into the void where the heavenly cycle star map left. Bang! The void was smashed into pieces. The demon court was a savage beast. If you dare to target me, I'll pay you back 100 times. Rumble! The demon court had already locked onto the aura of the entire heavenly cycle star map. Without waiting for the aura to disappear, they immediately chased after it. With the wonders of the four-sided heavenly gate and the perfection of the great Tao of space, their speed reached the extreme. In the blink of an eye, they saw the vast star map shuttling through the endless void like a Xing-He. Where do you think you're going? Di Shirtian snorted coldly. Bang bang bang! The iron blood lightning cannons attacked continuously. Bolts of divine thunder of destruction bombarded the star map unstoppably. Demon Emperor, don't go too far. The 9 mighty figures in the star map were so angry that smoke was coming out of their 7 orifices. They shouted loudly. However, there were still stars that shot out from the star map to block the divine thunder of destruction. Go too far? Then go even further! Di Shirtian spat out coldly with disdain. As his voice fell, the frequency of the iron blood lightning cannons' attacks became more rapid and more powerful. Large amounts of divine thunder of destruction broke through the stars and bombarded the star map directly. The star map was constantly destroyed. Countless stars were shattered, and the light in the star map dimmed. The star tree seemed to be even more powerless. Quick, run! The demon emperor has gone mad. The 9 supreme powerhouses could not help but feel terrified. Even they could smell the scent of death in the face of the terrifying great destruction thunder. For a moment, the heavenly cycle star map was fleeing frantically. In various worlds, in various corners, countless cultivators witnessed an unimaginable pursuit. In the sky above the vast desolate mountain range in the purple gold continent, there was no sign of human habitation. Suddenly, a star appeared in broad daylight. Immediately after, bolts of blood-red lightning bombarded the star, and a large number of stars were destroyed. A vast ancient city emitted a barbaric aura and chased after them. Without even stopping for a moment, the star map shook and disappeared from the sky above the desolate mountain range. In the underworld, countless ghost cultivators, skeletons, and other undead creatures suddenly realized that a vast star had suddenly appeared in the underworld where stars had never appeared before. However, those stars were constantly bombarded by terrifying attacks. The attacks caused a large number of stars to shatter. Although the star map kept attacking the demon court and even mobilizing the ancient star space, any attack was shattered by the 4 directions heavenly gate. Even if the 9 mighty figures used all kinds of methods, be it in the sky or on the ground, they were still unable to defeat the demon court. The repeated attacks actually caused fine cracks to appear on the star tree in the star map. One fled and the other chased. The star map almost had no way to escape. Jumping again and again, it was unknown how many voids it had crossed. How many worlds. It was like a headless fly. There was no purpose at all. It could only keep jumping. I don't believe that we can't get rid of this demon emperor. A mighty figure roared in exasperation. He controlled the star map to instantly break through the underworld. With this jump, he suddenly shuttled to a mysterious place. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1140. Damn, I must have caught a cold. My head is a little dizzy. But I still have to finish writing. I'm going to sleep now. What is this place? I can't feel the connection with the purple gold mainland and the other world. In the star map, a woman's expression changed slightly as she spoke in surprise. Not good, I'm afraid that we've entered a dangerous place. This place is self-contained, and can completely cut off the connection between the violet gold continent. This kind of dangerous place, maybe only the 9 great forbidden lands of the heavens and earth have such power. A man also looked at the scene outside the star map in surprise. He felt that all the hair on his body was about to stand on end. The 9 Almighties all revealed wary expressions. The 9 great forbidden lands were the life forbidden zones for all cultivators and Almighties in the world. They had the terrifying power to bury the Almighties. In the star map, the 9 Almighties sat on their thrones and floated in the stars. However, they all opened their eyes wide and looked outside the star map. Outside the star map, one could only see strands of multicolored and bizarre clouds covering the vast area. The star map could not occupy much space here at all. Vaguely, they could see mysterious scenes appearing in the clouds. There were thousands of beauties dancing. Countless wealth and treasures were piled up into mountains. Billions of mixed energy pills stood proudly like heavenly pillars. Waves of exotic fragrance wafted into their noses. Strands of formless black gas and gorgeous clouds constantly seeped into the star map. In an instant, the 9 Almighties only felt that all kinds of thoughts were emerging from the bottom of their hearts like a tide. They couldn't be stopped from gushing out. In their minds there was a mess. Lin. At this moment, a burly man's expression changed. Suddenly, a shocking great Tao heavenly voice burst out from his mouth. This reprimand seemed to be immensely powerful. It was instantly transmitted into the minds of all the mighty figures. Their eyes, which were originally a little blurry, instantly became clear. However, they also broke out in cold sweat from the shock. Desire, it's the power of desire. It's a desire that can affect us Almighties. It's so scary. I finally understand where we are. An old man's eyes were filled with shock. Limitless desire. They almost said the same thing at the same time. One of the 9 great life forbidden zones, the limitless realm, is located at the very front of the forbidden zones. Quick, we have to leave this place quickly. Otherwise, even we will not be able to hold on. What I'm afraid of is that this time, we will enter the depths of the limitless realm. If we want to leave again, it won't be a simple matter. Everyone's expressions became unusually grave. Clearly, they understood that it was just as they had said. This time around, even with the heavenly star map, it would be difficult to ensure their safety. This ancient map was actually unable to withstand the continuous invasion of the desire force. Desire was all-pervasive. Moreover, they had not achieved the state of having no desires or thoughts. To this vast power of desire, it was the source of desire that constantly emitted from 9 places. Rumble! At this moment, the boundless sea started to churn violently. Intense fluctuations and distortions could be felt. Amidst a thunderous boom, the ancient city that was filled with killing intent and Supreme Emperor Qi broke through the air, chasing after Qin Wentian. Why is it a sea of fog? Where is this place? Why does it feel so familiar? Dark looked around in astonishment. Suddenly, his expression changed and he said, "My goodness, this is the power of desire. What a vast power of desire! Where is this place? Why is there such a vast power of desire force? Could it be? What a pure power of desire force! It's even purer than the power of desire force in the heavenly punishment realm. This place is..." Di Shirtian had followed the star map all the way. When he saw the star map shuttling away, he immediately followed the aura that permeated the void and broke through the air. However, he did not expect to suddenly appear in such an inexplicable place. Looking at the aura around him, a mysterious place suddenly flashed in his mind. The limitless desire force. Only those in the limitless desire realm could possess such an inconceivable power of desire, and such a pure power of desire. Furthermore, this seemingly endless sea of desire was proof that this was the limitless desire force, one of the most mysterious forbidden zones in the legends, the limitless desire force. TSK. That's great. The limitless desire force is the most difficult of the 9 forbidden zones to find. That's because the limitless desire force is constantly on the move. Not many experts know where it will appear next. Even if they did, they wouldn't want to enter. It's the grave of countless experts. Who would have thought that the star map would so coincidentally lead us into the limitless desire force? This is truly the will of the heavens. Dark laughed maniacally. This was truly the will of the heavens. There was a path to heaven, but you refused to take it, and there was no door to hell. This star map was simply seeking its own death. What place in the world was more suitable for Chertion to fight than the limitless desire force? It was no exaggeration to say that he was the ruler of this place. He was like a fish in water. Boom, boom, boom. Moreover, one could clearly see that the endless power of desire outside the demon court was surging into the ancient city like a tidal wave. However, it didn't affect the demon clan or cultivators in the city at all. Because Chertion cultivated the Tao of desire, he had already condensed the complete Tao of desire in the Imperial Jade Archive. At this moment, as soon as the power of desire entered the ancient city, it was immediately swept into the Imperial Jade Archive and into the Tao Lotus of Desire in the core space. The demon court was as stable as Mount Tai. Quick, this is a godsend opportunity. Now is the best time to destroy that star map. Dark urged excitedly. Oh no, the demon emperor is chasing us again. Damn it, he's chasing us like a parasite. We're doomed. Rumor has it that the demon emperor cultivates the Tao of emperor and Tao of desire. Now that we're in the limitless desire force, I'm afraid we're doomed. It's fine if we die, but if we lose the star map in our hands, we'll be the sinners of the entire human race. The female Almighty's face was full of decadence. There was a hint of unwillingness. Crack. Just as the Nine Almighty were in despair, suddenly, in the sea of desire, there was a crisp sound. A snow-white long river broke through the clouds and appeared in front of the star map. This long river was formed by mysterious threads. It was a floating dust. In the floating dust, there was a unique aura that was emotionless and desireless. He rolled up the star chart in an instant and pulled it back fiercely. He was about to pull the heavenly cycle star chart out of the sea of desire. How dare you! When Chertion saw it, a cold light shot out from his eyes. With a shout, the heavenly punishment divine eye between his brows opened. A vast majestic aura spewed out. A terrifying purple-gold divine light blasted towards the floating dust at lightning speed. Heavenly punishment divine eye, annihilation. Rumble. However, just as the divine light of annihilation was about to hit the floating dust, waves of strange ripples appeared in the sea of desire again. It constantly twisted and a 24-story golden pagoda suddenly emerged out of thin air. In an instant it collided violently with the divine light of annihilation. There was a destructive roar on the spot. The surrounding sea of desire was violently collapsing. The pagoda trembled continuously under the annihilation divine light. In an instant, one could clearly see that in the pagoda there were countless intricate gears that appeared. They were constantly rotating and operating, crushing the power that erupted from the annihilation divine light into powder countless times. It was constantly showing the supreme will of the wheel. In every gear there seemed to be a wonderful world and a wonderful dream. There seemed to be countless Buddhas and Arhats chanting scriptures inside. It was emitting endless Buddhist light. With this block, the star map had been pulled out of the limitless realm. Even the 24-story pagoda followed and disappeared in the blink of an eye. If not for the rolling clouds in the sea of desire, no one would have thought that there was a violent collision that had just occurred here. What a grand supreme! What a wheel! Chertion slowly uttered each word with an inexplicable charm. His eyes were unusually deep. The foundation of the human race is indeed terrifying. Ming took a deep breath and said, according to the interrogation of some demon gods in the Demon Suppression Valley, according to the investigation of those demon gods, we found that the strength of the human race is far beyond the experts that have appeared on the surface. There is also a considerable portion of them hidden in the dark. It is said that they are carrying out some kind of unspeakable plan. Moreover, it seems that the strongest among the human race is not the 10 great immortal sects on the surface, but an existence called the Pantheon Temple. Even the demon gods have not completely figured out their exact strength. Ming took a deep breath and spoke with a solemn expression on his face. Ha ha! Di Shirtian was not angry. Instead, he laughed and said meaningfully, "It's not strange. If the human race only has this much strength on the surface, then it should be strange. No matter how many powerful figures there are in the human race, I will not be surprised. Because the human race can give birth." Give birth? It was a blessing to be able to give birth. Especially for a race. Being able to give birth represented the achievements of a race. For example, the 100 races in the heavens were not weak. Their individual combat strength was much stronger than that of the human race. But why could they not become the rulers of the world like the demon race and the human race? It was because of the problem of numbers. The demon race was because everything in the world, be it flowers, trees, birds, or beasts, as long as it had intelligence, it was a demon race. Numbers were not a problem. Because the human race could give birth, their ability to reproduce was almost the best among the 100 races in the heavens. Looking at the current population of the human race, it was almost uncountable. It was 100 times, 1,000 times, or even 10,000 times more than when the demon race was at its peak in ancient times. With such a huge population base, it would be strange if there were few geniuses and experts born. Chapter 1141. This was also the reason why Di Shirtian did not massacre the human race when the demon court was upgraded to a supreme artifact. It was also the reason why the 100 races only revealed their strength when they returned but did not fight to the death with the human race. It was because they had already guessed that the human race's hidden strength was not as simple as it seemed on the surface. Every time a peerless genius appeared, the upper echelons of the human race would hide him as quickly as possible. Half-step dominator. The one that appeared in the heaven-toppling ancient diagram was indeed only an avatar. The reincarnation Buddha, who possesses the peerless cultivation technique of Tao verification in dreams, has indeed peaked into a higher realm. However, what exactly is the human race doing? When I verified my Tao for the second time, they did not send their true bodies but only sent their avatars. It seems like the human race is very scheming. Di Shirtian's eyes were deep as he spoke with confidence. 2. He had seen Taishang Dao Ancestor with his own eyes. He was definitely a half-step dominator. Otherwise, he would not have been able to break into the limitless desire realm and pull the heavenly cycle star diagram out. The aura that the 24-story pagoda exuded was almost identical to the reincarnation Buddha's. Only a half-step dominator could withstand his attack. This also confirmed his guess. The one he saw back then was indeed not the reincarnation Buddha's true body. 2. He could be sure that Taishang Dao Ancestor and the reincarnation Buddha were definitely half-step dominators. Good lad, there's a conspiracy. For the heavenly cycle star diagram, 2 half-step dominators actually took action at the same time. Not only did they block you, but they also wanted to ensure that nothing goes wrong. Even the reincarnation Buddha, who had been hiding his true cultivation level, did not hesitate to expose it. This seems a little unusual. Could it be that there is a problem with the heavenly cycle star diagram or the 9 supreme experts? Or is it because it involves some crucial plan? Ming rolled her eyes thoughtfully as she continued to deduce all sorts of possibilities. Lunatic D, did you notice that when the news of Demon Suppression Valley was released back then, the human race only sent some insignificant small fries to explore it? The human race did not use any of their 10 supreme artifacts. It seems like they are deliberately enduring and keeping a low profile, Dark said again. He had some vague ideas, but he just couldn't grasp the crux of it. Counter-soldiers with arms, water with an earth weir, Yang Qi said. Everything is illusory. Only true power is eternal. It doesn't matter what the humans are plotting. As long as I continue to rise in power and transform, I'll become the sovereign lord, and the demon court will transform into a deathless god item. How could Sakura not be aware of the hidden undercurrent within? However, that wasn't something that he should get involved in now. Only by making his own strength stronger would he be truly powerful. Then, in the future, he would have the means to deal with any changes. However, after he finished speaking, he paused for a moment and sneered. However, since the human race dares to provoke me when I'm about to leave the purple gold mainland, then don't blame me for ruthlessly causing trouble for them before I leave, teaching them a lesson they will remember well. Don't think that the matter of saving the heavenly cycle stellar map is over. Well said. Towards the human race, we must teach them a harsh lesson. Ming clenched his fists tightly and shouted, This is the limitless desire realm. Outside is the endless desire of all living beings. Anyone who enters will be eroded by desire in an instant. In the end, they will sink into the sea of desire. No demon is allowed to leave the demon court. I'm relieved that you're in charge of the demon court. Di Shirtian took a deep breath and turned to look at Chen Shi, who was dressed in a phoenix robe. He revealed a gentle expression and spoke slowly. Don't worry, husband. I'll take care of the demon court. Chen Shi nodded at him with a solemn expression and agreed. Kong Wu, Hu Luzi, Xie Yang, all of you assist the demon empress with all your might in the demon court. Tian Kan, Huang Quan, and Duobao are currently advancing to the ancient demon god realm. Once the heavenly tribulation is triggered, all the nearby demons must be evacuated immediately. There can't be any mishaps. Di Shirtian looked at the ministers of the demon court around him and instructed, Don't worry, your majesty. We understand. Kong Wu and the other demon ministers answered solemnly. The star map escaped here, but I didn't know that it brought me a great opportunity. Di Shirtian waved his hand and said with a smile, The Celestial Emperor's war chariot. Roar, roar. He had only just said that when 9 primordial dragon roars, each brimming with an overbearing aura, charged into the sky. Ripples spread out in all directions and countless cultivators felt their hearts trembling. They could feel how insignificant they were in the face of the might of the dragons. A majestic pressure rolled over like a tidal wave. Rumble! From the Jasper Lake, 9 incomparably vast, immemorial, ferocious dragons excitedly swayed their bodies and pulled up the supreme celestial emperor's chariot. As the chariot rotated, it emitted a resplendent purple flame. The celestial emperor's imperial canopy emitted a 7-colored radiance. In the rainbow light, pictures of dragons, tigers, black tortoises, vermilion birds, cheilants, and other divine beasts were intertwined. It was extremely noble. Whoosh! With a slight sway, he was already on the celestial emperor's war chariot when he reappeared. Looking at the 9 primordial dragons that had recovered, he nodded slightly and said, Last time, you were able to withstand the heavenly tribulation for me. Come, I'll give you a great opportunity and help you become primordial ancestral dragons. Roar, roar. Ever since the immemorial 9 dragons were connected to the celestial emperor's war chariot, their wisdom had become more and more profound. Hearing Sakura's promise, each and every one of the dragon's eyes radiated bright rays of light as they issued bursts of excited dragon roars. They turned their heads and kowtowed to Sakura. They were filled with gratitude. Let's go. Di Shirtian gestured for the 9 dragons to fly out of the demon court. Without any hesitation, the 9 dragons pulled the celestial emperor's war chariot into the boundless sea of desire. As soon as they left the demon court, the surrounding desire energy surged in like a tidal wave. At the same time, a strange picture scroll appeared above Di Shirtian's head. Countless grotesque scenes appeared in the picture scroll, constantly changing. As soon as the surrounding desire energy appeared outside the celestial emperor's war chariot, it was immediately sucked in by the picture scroll, unable to get close to the primordial dragons. Virtual illusory realm, devouring desire. The virtual illusory realm above his head spun continuously, forming a terrifying vortex that exuded an extremely strong devouring force. It was like the source of desire. In the picture scroll, sacred spirits of desire were constantly praying, exuding an endless amount of undying obsession. It swept away all the power of desire in the surroundings. Crazy D, look, that's the 100 desire demonic orb. The virtual illusory realm devoured all of the surrounding desire energy. Instantly, the clouds in front of them dissipated, revealing the objects hidden in the clouds. On the spot, he saw pitch-black pearls the size of longans floating in the air. On the surface of the pearl, there were countless images flashing continuously. There were mountains of treasures, countless beauties, and boundless authority that ruled over the world. These images flashed by from time to time. It seemed to make one involuntarily want to possess them. There were quite a few of these pearls, and there was one every 100 meters or so. The 100 desire demonic orb, the one that Ku Rong used to harm me in the southern barbarian lands, is indeed from here. Seeing this, Di Shirtian waved his hand and unceremoniously collected all of the 100 desire demonic orbs around him. These demonic orbs were the essence condensed from the accumulation of desire energy over thousands of years. Each orb had a terrifying power that could make a cultivator fall for it. However, at the same time, it was also a rare treasure. If he used it properly, he might be able to refine a rare treasure. Not only could desire cause a living being to fall for it, but it also had the supreme benefit of tempering one's heart. Go left. Di Shirtian instructed the primordial 9 dragons beneath him. For some reason, as soon as he entered the limitless realm, he immediately had an inexplicable feeling. Somewhere in the limitless realm, there was a mysterious calling that was constantly sending him messages. It wanted him to go. That feeling, that calling, was unusually clear in his mind. Rumble. The primordial 9 dragons were extremely fast. They pulled the chariot in the direction Di Shirtian had pointed out. Everywhere they went, large patches of desire energy were devoured by the virtual illusory realm. It did not affect the primordial 9 dragons at all. The devouring power of desire energy was not stored. It was directly poured into the demon refining cauldron to refine the impurities. It surged into his flesh and blood, continuously increasing his cultivation. Along the way, all the 100 desires demonic orbs were collected, without leaving a single one behind. His speed was very fast, but he did not know how vast the limitless realm was. It took him a full hour. Suddenly, the calling in Di Shirtian's mind disappeared. It's right in front. Sakra's eyes abruptly flashed with a glint of light. In front of him, the originally endless clouds of desire had strangely disappeared, presenting a scene without desire, as if it was a piece of nothingness. However, in the void, there was a mysterious 7-colored divine peak. On the divine peak, there was a mysterious 7-colored scroll floating in the air. It floated up and down, but it naturally sucked the desires of all living beings in the surroundings into the scroll. In the scroll, a girl in a snow-white dress with a pair of exquisite snow-white feet was dancing a beautiful heavenly dance. Her face was full of innocence. When she saw Di Shirtian coming, she immediately stopped dancing. Her face bloomed with joy, and she said happily, "Big brother Shirtian, you're finally here. Little Juan has been waiting for you here for many years. Quickly bring little Juan out. Little Juan doesn't want to face loneliness here every day." When she saw Di Shirtian, the first sentence she said was very intimate. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1142. It's a new week. Please help me buy some tickets. You're the artifact spirit of the virtual illusory realm, Di Shirtian muttered as he looked at the excited girl. Yes. Juan was the artifact spirit of the virtual illusory realm. She had been waiting for Big Brother Shirtion for a long time. Why are you only here now? I'm very sad to be here alone. That young girl blinked her eyes and pouted her little mouth. She looked angry, but there was an indescribable cuteness to her. Her childish voice seemed to pierce through one's heart. It made one feel a sense of compassion for her. You know me? Shirtion did not let his guard down just because of a few words. He furrowed his brows slightly and asked again. Of course I know you. How could I not know Big Brother Shirtion? She tapped her forehead as if she was trying to recall something. She paused for a moment before continuing. I remember the first time I met Big Brother Shirtion was when you were refining a strange zither. It attracted a lot of desire energy. Shirtion nodded. The first time he came into contact with the energy of desire was when he was refining the 7 sins demonic zither. Later on, you created a demonic vein based on the 7 emotions and 6 desires in your body. At that time, I already noticed you. You were lost in sorrow, and I was the one who helped you recover. I'm amazing, aren't I? As she spoke, she looked as if she wanted to be praised or rewarded. It was you back then? Sakura was slightly startled. Back then, he was lost in the sorrowful state and was almost unable to extricate himself. He originally found LV Chichin and thought that it was LV Chichin's life aura that saved him, temporarily suppressing his sorrowful thoughts. He didn't expect that the real reason was actually the help of this young girl in front of him. It was the virtual illusory realm's help. Yes, Huan said happily. Later on, whenever Big Brother Shirtion cultivated a new type of desire, I would help him send it into Big Brother Shirtion's body. Now you've fused 12 types of desire. I'm so happy that Big Brother Shirtion can finally take me out of here. I don't have to stay here anymore. This place isn't fun at all. The joy on his face seemed to come from his heart. You want to follow me? Shirtion took a deep breath and asked, You want to follow me? That's right. I'll go wherever you go, Huan said without hesitation. If I want to take you away, then you can only fuse with my inner world, the Tian Fa world, and become the supreme law of my inner world. Are you willing? Shirtion asked with a slightly probing tone. His inner world was his core, and it was inside the Eye of Heaven's punishment divine eye. If Huan was willing to enter it, it would mean that she really wanted to follow him, and there was no ulterior motive behind it. However, if she didn't want to enter, then things would not be as simple as they seemed. That's great. I was just about to tell Big Brother that your virtual illusory realm is nothing compared to mine. Once I devour it, I'll be Big Brother's domain. Tell Big Brother that I'm a Khanate supreme treasure. Huan blinked and giggled. She didn't resist at all. Alright, come into my inner world. When Sakura heard this, he no longer hesitated. No matter from which aspect, the virtual illusionary land in front of him did not show any hostility. Immediately there was no more hesitation. Whoosh! A crack appeared between his eyebrows, and the heavenly punishment divine eye quickly opened. Following that, a purple-gold divine light instantly shot out from the divine eye, charging straight towards the picture scroll that was hanging on the divine peak. The painting was completely covered by the divine light. Absorb. A powerful suction force erupted from the divine light and sucked the mirage illusion into the divine eye. The scroll didn't show any signs of resistance. Huan who was sitting on the scroll, was so happy that her eyes turned into crescent moons. However, even so, there was still an incomparably heavy feeling when he tried to absorb it. It was as if a mortal was moving an object that was almost beyond his capacity. Every inch he moved felt like he was moving a mountain. The true force of the Emperor's indestructible true force in his body was almost depleted. Rumble. When the entire Wuji dreamland moved in the illusionary realm, it was like a tsunami, emitting a violent roar. Countless desires surged into the illusionary realm like a tide, as if wanting to keep it in the Wuji dreamland and not let it leave. However, since the virtual illusory realm didn't resist and the absorption force of the Eye of Heaven's punishment kept increasing, it didn't affect what was happening at all. TSK, what a powerful virtual illusory realm. If it wasn't for the fact that it didn't resist, the Eye of Heaven's punishment wouldn't have been able to absorb it at all. However, once it fuses, the Eye of Heaven's punishment will undergo an incredible transformation. This is a peerless opportunity, Dark exclaimed excitedly as he watched the virtual illusory realm fusing into the Eye of Heaven. Rumble. The art of Heaven's punishment kept circulating, and the true force of the Emperor's indestructible talisman kept pouring into the Eye of Heaven. It might only take a moment, or it might take a billion years. As soon as the virtual illusory realm entered the Eye of Heaven's punishment, she rushed into the void excitedly and swallowed the original virtual illusory realm without hesitation. Then, she replaced the fake virtual illusory realm and merged it into her inner world. The moment it merged with her inner world, the whole Heaven's punishment world and nether prison expanded at an incredible speed. The space barrier strengthened without limit. At the same time, strange images suddenly appeared in Di Shirtian's mind. His mind seemed to be pulled into a mysterious place in an instant. Chaos? Di Shirtian calmed himself down and looked around. He saw that he was in a chaotic world. Countless streams of chaotic energy were rolling, rising, falling, and then being born. It was full of terrible destructive power. Countless godfiends were born in the chaos. A large number of godfiends faced a large number of innate spirit treasures, various spirit roots, countless spiritual materials, and resources in the chaos world. Every day there were fierce battles in the chaos world. Every day godfiends died in the battle. Wisps of black smoke drifted out of the bodies of the fallen godfiends. These wisps of black smoke were extremely evil. This black gas seemed to be the source of evil as it constantly gathered. More and more of it gathered. Finally, when all the gods and devils had fallen, all the black gas had condensed into a terrifying black cloud. It drifted in the chaos world. The chaos world was great and full of miracles. As the black cloud drifted in the chaos world, a few cracks suddenly appeared in it. A wisp of purple spirit light shot out and crashed into the black cloud. Rumble! Suddenly, the black clouds seemed to have encountered some kind of inconceivable catalyst, and they began to change constantly. Inside the black clouds, scenes of countless gods and demons fighting each other appeared, as if they were fighting over something. It seemed to have been nurtured for countless years. The black cloud strangely condensed into a picture scroll. In the picture scroll, all kinds of evil things and scenes full of desire appeared. That evil was almost impossible to erode in the chaos world. It was exceptionally terrifying. There was another scroll. On the scroll, it was also filled with the charm of desire. It tore through the air and left. It broke away and flew to an unknown place. At some point, the picture scroll suddenly broke through the chaos world and appeared in a place full of vitality. Birds chirped and flowers bloomed. Flowers and plants formed a forest. There were all kinds of life forms everywhere, writing the praises of civilization. It was full of vitality. But at the same time, the world was filled with an almost endless amount of evil black smoke of the same origin. This made the picture scroll like a fish entering the water. It devoured the endless black smoke on the spot into the picture scroll. The picture scroll continued to grow at an astonishing speed in the endless black smoke. In the picture scroll, not only were there fights, but also all kinds of desires and scenes of desires flashed. It made the picture scroll even more complete. At the same time, as if things had reached an extreme, a picture spirit appeared in the picture scroll. This picture spirit did not seem to be affected by the evil. Instead, it could control the evil. It maintained a pure heart and cultivated day after day in the picture scroll. In the end, in that empty environment, an incomparably lonely emotion appeared. Every day, it looked at the rich and colorful lives of all living beings in the world and was filled with yearning. It longed for a powerhouse to bring it out. However, it tried to find a very powerful cultivator to come to its side. But not long after, it was immersed in desire and never woke up again. This let it know that ordinary cultivators could not come to its side. Therefore, it silently watched the common people. Suddenly, it discovered that some cultivators had begun to cultivate the same black smoke as it did. But before it could get excited, it saw that those cultivators who dared to touch the black smoke all died miserably. However, there were still cultivators who kept trying. But they failed time and time again. It made it so that it kept lingering in disappointment. In the end, it discovered that an ordinary demon had actually guided desire into its body and molded it into a demon vein. After that, it did not immediately become addicted. She began to pay attention to it silently. She looked forward to the day when she would leave. I see. She did not know when, but her whole mind seemed to have turned around in an instant. The whole virtual illusory land had been completely integrated into the heavenly punishment world. Deschertien's eyes revealed a look of realization. It turns out that only those who have cultivated the 7 desires can touch and integrate the virtual illusory land. In the world, only I have successfully cultivated the path of desire in the blink of an eye and integrated the 7 desires into 12. Only then can I withstand the virtual illusory land. The virtual illusory land, the destiny is destined to belong to me. What he saw just now was the process of the birth of the virtual illusory land. After witnessing it, the doubts in his heart disappeared instantly. However, it seems that the virtual illusory land was not the only thing that was born in the chaos. What was that scroll that flew away? Deschertien said thoughtfully. Chapter 1143. Tisk Tsk. It must be a rare treasure to be born with the virtual illusory realm. It's a pity that it flew away. Otherwise, I might have gotten another divine object. However, the virtual illusory realm is also a great opportunity. Now, the divine eye of heaven's punishment has begun to derive the 6th innate divine restriction. This is a sign that it's becoming a mid-grade innate cardinal treasure. Ming said with some regret and excitement. He was in nether prison, so he could clearly sense that the moment the virtual illusory realm fused with him, his divine eye was also transforming. This was the innate divine restriction of all evil. However, this speed of derivation and refinement was not instantaneous. It was continuous derivation and refinement. Even if he wanted to form a complete innate divine restriction, it would take some time. Of course. This is going to be my home in the future, so I have to make it more beautiful and powerful. She pouted and looked at him, a crafty look flashing in her eyes. She pointed at his body, which was made of countless blades, and said softly, "You're Ming. You're the one who helps Big Brother manage Nether Prison. I've heard of you before. You're called the Warden. But before, Big Brother was first, and I was second. You're the little brother, so you have to listen to me." His childish voice didn't seem to have much of a deterrent force. Ming was so angry that his nose was about to become crooked. "Warden? Am I, Dark, an ordinary prison guard? Tui. What warden? I'm the warden. Huh? Isn't the warden a warden? Whatever, I can't let this little girl ride on my grandfather's head. Humph. Little girl, first come, first serve. I'm the warden. Tui. No, I'm not the warden. Anyway, I'm in front of you, so you should listen to my orders." Ming shouted with bloodshot eyes. It didn't matter if she was a little girl or a big girl. She couldn't lose her place in Crazy Emperor's heart. "You'll suffer if you don't listen." Huan blinked her little eyes, revealing a crescent-shaped light. All of a sudden, she seemed to have transformed from an innocent girl into a little devil with horns on her head. She twitched her nose and snorted. "I'll send you to the virtual land to play first." As she spoke, she waved her little hand at Dark with great interest. Ming's expression changed drastically. He wanted to resist, but he discovered that even with his unparalleled strength, he was unable to resist at all. He was directly pulled into a mysterious space out of thin air. "Little girl, quickly let me out." When Ming saw this, his expression changed. How could he not know that this was probably the virtual illusory realm? He cried out, "Let me tell you, I'm mighty and unyielding. I'm not corrupted by wealth or poverty. You can't do anything to me." "Really?" Huan chuckled in amusement. With a wave of his hand, countless illusions appeared and pulled Nether in. "Huan remember not to go overboard." When Di Shirtian saw this, he did not interfere. He knew that Huan would not go overboard. After being alone in the limitless realm for so many years, it was not easy for her to escape. The playfulness that had been shackled in her body had completely erupted. This was not a big deal. Moreover, if she could comprehend something in the limitless realm and refine her heart, it would be a good thing for Ming. "I know, big brother. Ming is very fun." Huan giggled and agreed. Seeing that the virtual illusory realm had merged perfectly with him, Di Shirtian was relieved. However, the limitless realm did not collapse because of the disappearance of the virtual illusory realm. Instead, it continued to gather the limitless power of desire from heaven and earth into the limitless realm of desire. At the center of the divine peak, the limitless realm of desire continued to gather. Innumerable pitch-black desire power gathered in a frenzy. Innumerable pure, indestructible obsessions surged forth endlessly, wrapping the entire divine peak within it. Vaguely, one could see an incomparably illusory and exceptionally blurry pitch-black coffin flashing within the divine peak. Every time it flashed, it would wantonly devour a massive amount of desire power, interweaving into a mysterious Tao pattern. Sure enough, the limitless realm of desire is mysterious. It seems that the person who entered the virtual illusory realm back then was just an outsider. Even without the illusory realm, the limitless realm of desire would have given birth to a terrifying supreme treasure. Under Sakra's gaze, he muttered in his heart. He knew that the limitless realm of desire should have given birth to a supreme treasure when heaven and earth was born. Now that the limitless realm of desire had left, the limitless realm of desire began to give birth to a supreme treasure. It would probably take thousands or even tens of millions of years for it to truly take shape. Return to the demon court. Seeing that there was nothing else worth paying attention to, he calmly said to the 9 primordial dragons beneath him, "Rumble." The 9 primordial dragons did not hesitate at all. They quickly pulled the war chariot and flew back to the demon court, leaving behind a dazzling divine light in the limitless realm of desire. Not long after, they returned to the demon court. Although the demon court was in the limitless realm of desire, it was not affected at all. Countless desire power was continuously devoured into the ancient city, forming countless mysterious desire Tao patterns on the ancient city. Back to the demon court. Di Shirtian got down from the Celestial Emperor's war chariot. With a wave of his hand, an incomparably noble and supreme throne appeared naturally behind him. Di Shirtian sat on the throne. With a wave of his hand, 2 graceful and noble phoenix thrones appeared on both sides of him. Chun Shi, Katomi, Tianxiang, and Mei Xian sat down respectively. Kong Wu stood upright at the side. Behind him, countless murderous blood kill guards stood coldly behind him. The 18 blood kill generals stood proudly at the front. A cold murderous aura filled the entire demon court like a tide. Countless cultivators and demons widened their eyes as they watched the changes in the sky. War. This was the prelude to a great war. A great war was about to begin. The eyes of the demons burned with passion. The awakened demons were not afraid of war at all. Instead, they had an incomparable desire. "My people of the demon race." Di Shirtian looked down majestically and said in a deep voice, "The demon court was about to leave the purple gold mainland, but we were once again provoked by the human race. Although we defeated the enemy, the previous matter is not over. Since when did the demon race have to suffer in silence? Today, I'll tell you that those who offend the demon race will be killed no matter how far away they are. Every word was like the sound of the heavens, striking the hearts of countless demon clan members, turning into seeds of indomitable will. This was the spirit of the demon race. Those who offend the demon race will be killed no matter how far away they are. Countless demons had fanatical expressions on their faces as they shouted crazily. What the demon race needed was a strong leader. Let's go to the God's Fall abyss. Tion waved his hand. With a thought, the entire Ling Shao demon court shook violently. Suddenly, a huge crack appeared in the limitless realm. The entire ancient city drilled out of the crack. At the same time, it broke into the void. Then, it violently crashed into the unknown. In the God Fall abyss, countless cold auras of death filled every inch of the void. A large number of broken weapons were piled up and gathered in various areas. Every now and then, a large number of weapons would appear out of thin air and fall into the white bone abyss. The abyss was filled with terrifying mounds of weapons. It was filled with boundless killing intent. Almost no one was allowed to enter the abyss. There was no sign of life. Even if someone entered this place, they would feel a chill run down their spine. Rumble! At this moment, a huge crack appeared in the void of the abyss. In the crack, a vast divine city appeared out of thin air in the abyss. Majestic pressure rolled out in all directions like a tidal wave. Kill! 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 The pressure of the Ling Shao demon court spread out into the abyss without any concealment. The terrifying pressure caused the abyss, which seemed to be dead silent, to shake with a loud rumble. A series of murderous cries were heard as if they were coming from an ancient time. Clang! 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 Although they did not have any weapons in their hands, every part of their bodies was a weapon for killing. They were real dark rank soldier souls. There were even soldier souls that held weapons in their hand. The killing intent on their bodies was even more intense. They were real Earth-rank soldier souls. Hundreds of Earth-rank soldier souls charged out of the abyss coldly. Roar! In the sky above the abyss, countless dark clouds gathered and twisted the void. A blood dove that stretched for an unknown number of miles appeared. It was incomparably cold, and its wings covered an unknown number of miles. Each of its blood-colored wings was a terrifying divine weapon. It was brewing an endless killing intent. Kill! The pressure that the blood dove emitted was obviously a heaven-rank soldier soul. It was the top existence among the soldier souls. Seeing the demon court, it obviously took it as a blatant provocation. It flapped its wings and shouted coldly, "Kill! Kill! Kill!" The soldier souls that blotted out the sky rushed toward the demon court like a tidal wave. Each of them was at least a dark rank soldier soul. These soldier souls killed for the sake of killing. Their combat strength was often enough to challenge those above their level. They were enough to kill an ancient demon saint. As for the earth rank, even an ancient demon saint would be defeated. As for the heaven rank, even an ordinary peerless expert would be defeated. At this moment, the soldier souls swarmed over. Their murderous aura dyed the void red. It was as if they were in an ancient battlefield in the midst of the apocalypse. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Qidien. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1144. Those who have tickets, please help me up. I'll throw in a few recommendation tickets. The murderous aura and murderous intent penetrated one's spiritual soul directly, bringing with it an eerie aura. Some cultivators with weak willpower would collapse on the spot under such a murderous aura. Good timing! Tion sat on the throne without fear. Between his brows, the heavenly punishment divine eye opened and the vast imperial indestructible true force surged into the divine eye like a tide. Whoosh! A purple-gold divine light that was filled with an unparalleled power shot out and swept towards the soldier souls that were swarming over with boundless majesty. Heavenly punishment, divine eye, soul catcher. The soul catcher divine light covered hundreds of thousands of miles in an instant. In the divine light, there was an irresistible majestic power that one's spiritual soul could not resist. Facing it was like facing the might of the heavens. It was extremely terrifying. Everywhere it passed, one could see soldier souls. The profound grade soldier souls did not even have the power to resist and were swept away. The earthly grade soldier souls, although they had the power to resist, could not resist the soul catcher divine light at all. Wherever the divine light went, large swathes of soldier souls would be instantly wiped clean as if they were harvesting rice paddies. Before they could even reach the front of the demon court, they were all swept away. At the same time, with vast divine power, they swept towards the blood dove at lightning speed. How? When the blood dove saw that all the soldier souls around it had been swept away, its cold eyes revealed a look of vigilance. Its left wing slashed towards the divine light like a terrifying blade. The feathers turned into blood-red divine weapons. With incredible power, they crushed the surrounding void into powder. The feathers shot out tens of thousands of feet of divine light. Rumble! The blood dove wanted to shatter the soul catcher divine light. The blood dove was a soldier soul, and its attack was extremely destructive to one's spiritual soul. The soul catcher divine light could absorb souls, so the blood dove's attack was also extremely effective against the divine light. Suddenly, the soul catcher divine light was like a heavenly divine sword that clashed violently with the blood-red feathers. The divine light was trembling violently. Countless tiny chains quickly spread out from the divine light and bound the wings, but they were crushed by the feathers of the wings. However, how could the soul-absorbing divine light be so simple when unleashed by Di-Shirtion? The divine light instantly became incomparably illusory, as if it was nothing. Through the wings, he swiped at blood dove. Crash! Countless tough chains immediately covered the blood dove's body, binding it tightly. The blood dove was enraged. It flapped its countless wings and shattered a large number of chains. However, more chains immediately came to bind it. An inconceivable force pulled the blood dove into the divine eye. Kill! 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 The blood dove kept roaring. Although its fighting strength was unparalleled, it was still inferior to Di-Shirtion, who had reached the half-step sovereign rank. Although it kept resisting, it was still pulled into the infernal prison. 100 generations slave seal, Di-Shirtion uttered with a strange majesty. His voice carried the supreme emperor's might, as if he was giving an inconceivable order to heaven and earth. Rumble! In the infernal prison, all the soldier souls that were sucked into the infernal prison saw a mysterious ball suddenly explode in the void. Countless mysterious runes shot out with supreme majesty and imprinted on the forehead of each soldier soul. When the runes were imprinted, the soldier souls that were originally filled with murderous intent quieted down. Inexplicably, a trace of Di-Shirtion's aura appeared on their bodies. Even the blood dove could not resist the imprint and was imprinted on its body. Forge Pavilion, where are the terracotta soldiers? Di-Shirtion quickly finished all these and calmly uttered a sentence. Terracotta soldiers in formation. In the Forge Pavilion there was a rumble. Below the Forge Pavilion, a cave cracked open like a tomb. Countless dazzling divine light shone on the large empty area in front of it. Rumble! Rumble! Wherever the divine light shone, one could see burly and iron-blooded war bodies lined up in neat rows, standing coldly in the middle of the training ground. A chilling pressure rolled out in all directions like a tidal wave. It was so densely packed that it made one's scalp tingle. Soldier souls enter the body. Blood-killing guards, return to your positions. Rumble! Above the countless terracotta soldiers, the illusion of the infernal prison appeared. In an instant, the soldiers' souls drew out divine light and fell into the bodies of each terracotta soldier. At the same time, the terracotta soldier's armor began to transform into a terrifying blood-red color at an inconceivable speed. Streaks of blood-red murderous intent broke through the air like smoke signals and soared into the sky. On their foreheads, there was a blood-red vertical line, which was a powerful divine power that they had inherited from Tion. Among them, one of the terracotta soldiers instantly expanded after being imprinted with the soldier's soul. At a speed visible to the naked eye, it reached a height of 10,000 feet and immediately turned into a blood-red blood dove. It hovered in the air for a while, and then turned back into a soldier's body. Blood dove greets master! This tyrannical blood-killing guard carried boundless pressure. The surrounding blood-killing guards did not dare to stand side by side with it and followed behind it. It indifferently knelt down on one knee and bowed to Tion. Behind it, a large number of blood-killing guards knelt together. Good! When Tion saw Blood Dove kowtow, his face became more dignified. He nodded and said, Blood Dove, as a heaven-grade soldier's soul, now that you have a body, your combat power is invincible. Today, I confer you as one of the 6 royals, the blood-killing emperor. You will be in charge of the blood-killing guards. Take up the position immediately. This sentence directly made Blood Dove reach the sky in one step. The identity of the 6 royals could be said to be extremely prominent in the demon court. It was not without reason that such a noble position was conferred so easily. The blood-killing guards could be said to be the most terrifying killing weapons in the world. Moreover, all of them were connected by the lifetime slave seal. With the lifetime slave seal, the blood-killing guards were the most loyal imperial guards in the world to Tion. They would never betray him. The combat power of this blood-killing guard could be said to be the strongest in the demon court. For such a legion, he would definitely not be stingy with a mere title. Blood Dove's existence had great wisdom and was the best person to control this legion. Thank you, Your Majesty. When Blood Dove became a blood-killing guard, he also understood many things and naturally knew how noble the title of blood-killing emperor was. His resistance to Tion dissipated in an instant. Prepare for war. Tion nodded and ordered. Yes, Your Majesty. Blood Dove replied loudly, but his voice was still as cold as before. The original 100,000 blood-killing guards and the newly born blood-killing guards did not have any difficulties under Blood Dove's command. They quickly organized into an army and lined up neatly. Moreover, the number of blood-killing guards and their situation were completely sorted out. Among them, only the current blood-killing emperor was at the level of the blood-killing emperor, Blood Dove. Under the blood-killing emperor, there were a total of 1,000 blood-killing generals. Each of them was full of the aura of a general. The number of blood-killing guards at the bottom increased exponentially, reaching a total of 10 million. It just so happened that one blood-killing general was in charge of 10,000 blood-killing guards. All the blood-killing guards were arranged in square formations. They stood in the void of the demon court. They were vast and mighty. They were like heavenly soldiers and heavenly generals. Those who offend the demon clan will be killed no matter how far they are. Today we will make you humans pay the price. Tion waved his hand, and the demon court shook with a bang. A crack appeared, and they directly broke through the void from the god-perishing abyss and traveled out. In the blink of an eye, they crossed over to the purple-gold continent. When they appeared, they happened to be in the territory of the human clan. Although it was only after they appeared, they immediately broke through the space again and traveled out. However, the existence of the demon court attracted the attention of countless cultivators on the spot. There was even a burst of discussion. Oh my God, the demon court! That was the demon court just now. Why did this supreme divine artifact come here? It was indeed terrifying. Facing it, I felt my heart tremble. It was as if it could crush me into dust. Now, the cultivators of the various races have spread the news that a mighty figure of the human clan used one of the 10 great divine artifacts, the star map of the heavenly cycle, to find trouble with the demon court. However, he didn't expect to kick an iron plate. Not only did he not suppress the demon clan, but he was also hunted down by the demon court. I heard that many places have seen the demon court chasing after the star map. Terrifying. This demon court is too terrifying. Even the star map of the heavenly cycle couldn't contend against it. Could it have become an immortal divine artifact? That would be a disaster for the human clan. My God, could it be that the people who just appeared in the demon court are the legendary demon emperor, demon empress, and demon concubine, as well as the most terrifying killing weapons in the legends, the blood-killing guards? They cover the sky and earth. How could there be so many of them? Not good. Just now, I saw the space that the demon court cut open. It seems to be heading towards the heaven realm. That murderous look. Could it be that they plan to enter the heaven realm and start a massacre, starting a war with the human clan? Oh my God, something bad is going to happen. Something big is going to happen this time. Countless cultivators began to discuss, especially the scene of the demon court chasing after the star map. It was as if they were going to heaven and earth, and the battle was extremely intense. It couldn't be hidden from other cultivators at all. When the news spread, almost no cultivator on the purple gold continent didn't know about it. Many cultivators of the various races were secretly laughing at it. But now it was obvious that they were going to start a massacre and take revenge. If the demon clan really fought with the human clan, the consequences would be unimaginable. It would shock the entire world. For a time, countless teleportation talismans were crazily sent out in all directions. All kinds of news spread quickly. And at this moment, in the heaven realm, the originally calm void suddenly trembled violently and distorted. With a loud rumble, a monstrous pressure crazily crushed in all directions like a tide. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1145. The Ling Shao Demon Court didn't try to hide their chi at all. It was as if many peerless masters were descending upon the world. The entire world seemed to be on the verge of destruction. Everywhere they went, countless creatures were forced to kneel on the ground. Countless immortal birds and beasts were forced to kneel on the ground in awe. Countless cultivators were forced to lie on the ground. The heaven realm was vast and boundless. It was a unique world that the human tribe had created by stealing a piece of land from the purple gold continent. Together with the chaos fragments, the source of the world, the source of life, the source of the 5 elements, and the spring of yin and yang, it was much more powerful and mysterious than the other realms. Although it couldn't be compared to the purple gold continent, it was the true headquarters of the human tribe. Countless living beings, countless elite. Almost all of them were born as cultivators. They were extremely powerful. It was the supreme holy land of the human race. The 9 great imperial empires of the human race. No, the Wan Shou Imperial Empire should be called the 8 great imperial empires now. Among them, 4 of them were in the heaven realm. In each ancient city there were no mortals. All of them were cultivators. Each of them was an immortal city. In each immortal city, there were countless intricate formations and restrictions protecting it. The demon court was now the everlasting emperor dynasty of the 4 great imperial empires. The ruler of the emperor dynasty was called the everlasting emperor. He occupied a vast territory and had countless citizens. Boom, boom, boom. One by one, the immortal cities fell from the sky and landed on the ground, causing the ground to tremble. All kinds of divine light flashed in the immortal cities like tidewater, forming barriers that quickly covered and protected the ancient cities. However, countless terrified faces could still be seen. Quick, quick, quick! He activated the great defensive formation and all the restrictions. All the cultivators quickly infused their dermic powers into the ancient city's restrictions. Send a signal to inform the imperial court that someone is about to offend the everlasting emperor dynasty. No, that's the demon court. One cultivator after another shrieked like a duck. Demon court, it's the demon court. Could it be that the demon race wants to start a war with the human race? Not good, something big is going to happen. I heard that the human race's almighty seniors went to look for trouble with the demon emperor, but were chased by the demon emperor through countless worlds. Could it be that they are coming back for revenge? It's over. Once they fight, the heaven realm will be destroyed. Blood Killguards, that's the Blood Killguards. Why aren't there 100,000 of them? How many are there? Hundreds of thousands? Or millions of years? No, it's tens of millions. Such a huge number of Blood Killguards. Could this be the hidden trump card of the Demon Sovereign? This time, I'm afraid I've really angered the Demon Emperor. What's there to be afraid of? Our human race has countless cultivators and countless experts. We're not afraid of the demon race at all. If the demon race comes, we'll slaughter them all. Our human race is the main character of this world. And he was the eternal protagonist. Who cares about the demons? Kill, kill, kill. The mighty figures of our human race will definitely kill the Shifter Emperor. Countless human cultivators were filled with fear, shock, and confidence. All kinds of discussions resounded throughout the entire heaven realm in an instant. Lock onto the Star Mountain range and kill. Tion glanced at the heaven realm and sneered. The human race had indeed occupied more than half of the resources of the entire purple gold continent. They had actually built the heaven realm to be thousands of times stronger than the other realms. However, he was not here to visit today. He was here to start a massacre. Rumble! The Ultimate Emperor Jade Archive was absorbing a huge amount of chaotic chi from the primal chaos at a constant speed, pouring it into the entire ancient city. The lightning congregating towers, in particular, were continuously replenished without any pause, constantly maintaining the lightning congregating towers in the most abundant and powerful state. Under Tion's order, there was no longer any hesitation. Countless Purple Heaven Thunder Guards put down everything and controlled the lightning gathering towers to launch the most powerful attacks on the countless immortal cities below. Divine thunder of different types was like raindrops, covering the sky and earth. They were densely packed and crazily smashed into the many immortal cities near the demon court. Rumble! Countless divine thunder smashed into the formations and restrictions of the immortal cities like raindrop. Those restrictions and formations were constantly distorted. Rumbling sounds could be heard, and there were faint signs that they were about to collapse. However, the countless cultivators in the cities did not just stand by and watch. All kinds of Dharma treasures collided with the divine thunder. A large number of Dharma spells and divine powers were smashed out like raindrops. However, under the full force of the demon court, almost half of these attacks and Dharma treasures were smashed into pieces and annihilated in the divine thunder. The forbidding auras only lasted for a brief moment before they were forcefully shattered. They fell into the immortal cities. Countless screams were heard one after another. Every divine thunder blasted a large number of cultivators into pieces. Flesh and blood splattered everywhere, causing great destructive power. Countless human cultivators died tragically on the spot. Rumble! The demon court did not stop at all. It pulled out a dazzling divine light toward the Star Mountain range and tore through the sky at an astonishing speed. Wherever it passed, large amounts of ruins kept emerging. Countless cultivators were slaughtered. The Star Mountain range. It was the location of the Star Hall, one of the top 10 immortal sects. This mountain range was not on the ground. Instead, it was formed by many mountains that were suspended in the air. Each mountain was a divine mountain that was refined from the essence of the stars. There were a total of 365 mountains that were formed by the means of the heavenly cycle star formation. It was as strong as a tortoise. There were a large number of disciples and countless servants living on each mountain peak. At every moment, it was absorbing the power of the stars. It was very magical. In the middle stood a mysterious palace. Countless stars revolved around the palace. At this moment, a disciple in star robes rushed into the palace from outside with a panicked expression. As he ran, he shouted, "Sect Master, it's not good. The Demon Emperor is leading the Demon Court to kill our Star Mountain range. Along the way, countless immortal cities have been destroyed by the Demon Emperor without mercy. Hurry, hurry, the Demon Emperor is about to kill us." That voice was unusually sharp, like an old pimp in a brothel. Making a ruckus in the Stellar Hall, "Where is your manners?" In the Star Hall, a middle-aged man in a noble star robe shouted with a dignified face, "All disciples of the Star Hall, listen to my order. Inject your power into the Star Mountain and activate the Heavenly Cycle Star Formation. Fight to the death with the Demon Clan. Fight to the death. Fight to the death." Countless disciples of the Star Hall let out a thunderous roar. Boom, boom, boom. The Star Mountains kept flashing with the divine light of the stars. They kept vibrating and emitting a mysterious connection. They merged perfectly with each other and followed a mysterious trajectory, operating quickly. In an instant, all the mountains disappeared. The surroundings turned into a vast starry sky. The starry sky was completely isolated from the world, forming a strong barrier. Endless power of the stars poured in from the outside world. Rumble! Just as the entire Star Mountain range turned into a starry sky, the boundless and murderous Demon Court soared from afar at an astonishing speed. Along the way, countless cultivators fell under the Demon Court's hands. Shirtian's expression did not change at all. He sat on the throne and looked at the starry sky before him. He shouted coldly, "Star Hall, you dare to attack me with the Heavenly Cycle Star Map. You have the intention to provoke me. Today I will turn your Star Hall into dust. Lightning Gathering Towers, prepare to beat me up." Shirtian's voice was filled with cold, murderous intent. Beat. Not only did he want to beat them up, but he wanted to show the might of the Demon Court. He wanted to beat the hearts of the humans. "I don't care who is in charge of the star map. Since it is your Star Hall's supreme divine artifact, then this debt will be on your Star Hall. If I can't find the star map, I will destroy the Star Hall." Rumble! As soon as he finished speaking, the 296 billion lightning gathering towers were surrounded by countless lightning bolts at the same time. The iron blood lightning cannons aimed at the vast starry sky before them. They exuded a destructive aura. "Demon Emperor, how dare you! This is the Star Hall, one of the top 10 immortal sects of the human race. If you dare to attack us, you will be provoking the entire human race. At that time, you will be dead. The human race will mobilize countless powerful figures to beat you to dust. Even your demon race will be completely annihilated. If you retreat now, there is still room for negotiation." The starry sky tumbled. The Star Hall sect master condensed his figure and scolded Shirtian. Bang! Sakra didn't hesitate and directly stretched out his right hand. Stretching out a finger, he directly poked towards that condensed figure. Wherever it passed, the starry sky shook violently and a terrifying crack was poked open. No power could stop it. It turned into dust under the finger. The finger poked directly at the figure. The figure did not have the slightest resistance and was directly shattered by the finger. It exploded into billions of pieces. "Noisy!" Shirtian spat out coldly. Bang, bang, bang! In an instant, the Iron Blood Divine Cannon was fully activated. Bolts of great destruction divine thunder blasted into the massive heavenly cycle stellar array. On the spot, countless stars were destroyed. Countless bolts of divine lightning followed. In an instant, a terrifying destructive disaster erupted. Ah! In the massive heavenly cycle stellar formation, countless disciples were killed. Their bodies were blasted into pieces like bombs. Although the massive heavenly cycle-stellar formation was powerful, each of the iron-blood divine cannons was equivalent to a peerless almighty. There were a total of 129,600 cannons. When fired together, no matter how powerful the formation was, it would be riddled with holes. The formation was about to be destroyed on the spot. "Demon Emperor, how dare you!" At that moment, a furious roar came from the void. The void distorted. A huge green lotus broke through the void. From the direction of the Star Hall, a vast star map rose into the sky. His berating voice was filled with boundless anger. It swept towards the demon court at an astonishing speed. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1146. The war is about to begin. Please vote. Brothers with votes, please vote. What kind of place was the Heaven Realm? It was the base camp of the human clan. It contained countless foundations of the human clan and had countless experts. At this moment, Di Shirtion had rushed into the Heaven Realm with the demon court and was killing in all directions. He had destroyed countless immortal cities and killed countless cultivators. Moreover, he had charged all the way to the Star Hall, one of the 10 great immortal sects of the human clan. This was simply a slap in the face of the human clan. The slap was extremely loud and clear. At this moment, countless cultivators from the various heavens and clans were secretly watching the bloody battle between the demon clan and the human clan. It could be expected that the scene from before had been spread to various regions by countless cultivators from the various heavens. Almost all of the human clan's face had been lost. However, it also shocked the upper echelons of the human clan. A large number of experts were mobilized on the spot. They rushed over from all directions. The supreme divine artifacts were revealed without the slightest bit of concealment. "Demon Emperor, you damned monster! How dare you rush into the Heaven Realm? You must have eaten a bear's heart and a leopard's gall. If I don't make you stay today, where will the human clan put their face? Kill." 10,000 green lotus swords, green lotus sword chi, cut through the void. In the vast divine light, the void shook violently. A huge green lotus that was hundreds of thousands of feet tall appeared. On the green lotus, countless sword chi flashed continuously. On the surface of the green lotus, it condensed into lifelike petals. Layer after layer, as the green lotus rotated, they were constantly disappearing. Each lotus seemed to be formed by countless battle swords, constantly devouring the surrounding heaven and earth origin chi. It gave birth to endless sword chi. 10,000 green lotus swords. One of the 10 great supreme divine artifacts, the 10,000 green lotus swords descended with boundless fury. As soon as the 10,000 green lotus swords appeared, it did not hesitate at all and began to spin. One round after another, the lotus flowers formed by countless green lotus sword chi bloomed one by one. It was like the purest and most beautiful immortal flower in the world. Countless petals fell one by one and drifted down. They quickly scattered in all directions like snowflakes. Those gorgeous and fantastical petals were like dancing fairies. In the blink of an eye, they filled the entire sky. Those petals didn't dissipate. Instead, they quickly gathered above the green lotus and condensed into a green lotus battle sword. Countless green lotuses appeared on the battle sword. Countless mysterious green lotuses appeared on the battle sword. Faintly, a mysterious green lotus sword song reverberated from the battle sword. A terrifying pressure that could destroy heaven and earth rolled toward the demon court like a tidal wave. Crack! The gigantic sword, which was millions of feet long, slashed down at the demon court. It was like the judgment battle sword in the hands of the heavenly god was about to split the demon court in half. Its power was comparable to that of a half-step sovereign. Under the battle sword, everything would be destroyed like dry weeds and rotten wood. Bang, bang, bang! On top of the lightning-gathering tower, The iron-blood divine cannons pointed their muzzles at the battle sword. It spewed out destructive lightning. Bolts of divine lightning filled with the power of great destruction struck the battle sword heavily. There were hundreds of thousands of bolts. The void was violently shattered. Countless bolts of lightning were shattered by the sword. However, each bolt of lightning continued to bombard the sword light on the battle sword, causing it to scatter and dim. The collision was extremely intense. In the blink of an eye, the battle sword was shattered into thousands of pieces by the lightning cannons. Bang, bang, bang! The 129,600 iron-blood divine cannons didn't stop for a moment. After shattering the battle sword, they bombarded the 1,000 green lotus sword. The 1,000 green lotus sword was also quite terrifying. Countless cultivators were praying inside. Countless lotus flowers were rapidly disappearing on the surface of the green lotus sword, colliding with the bolts of great destruction. Those lotuses were all shattered by the bombardment. However, after they were shattered, new petals began to sprout from them and continuously blocked the cannon light. Boom, boom, boom. Even so, the 1,000 green lotus sword was still forced back by the bombardment. Heavenly Cycle Star Chart, Star Generals, attack the Demon Court. 4 Directions Constellation Formation. Azure Dragon, Vermilion Bird, White Tiger, Black Tortoise. Kill, kill, kill. The Heavenly Cycle Star Chart quickly unfolded and instantly covered the entire void. The 9 supreme experts inside roared crazily. Previously, when they were chased by Sakra to the heavens and the earth, they had almost lost all their face. This time, when they entered the heaven realm to gather, they completely bared their fangs. If they didn't destroy the demon court, they wouldn't be able to get rid of the resentment in their hearts. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, the Heavenly Cycle Star Chart continued to evolve. Countless generals covered in the divine light of the stars whistled out and attacked the demon court. They even formed the constellation formation. Roar, roar, roar. A green dragon covered in starlight revealed its ferocious dragon claws. A white tiger revealed its fierce, murderous intent. Countless white tiger sword chi blasted toward the demon court. The black tortoise spewed out black water. The vermilion bird's divine flames swept over like a tide. Each of them almost erupted with the terrifying power of a half-step sovereign. Blood Kill Guards, listen to my command. Target the star chart, divine light of annihilation. Seeing the 2 supreme divine artifacts attacking, Blood Dove didn't panic. He shouted. Immediately, as soon as he finished speaking, the 10 million Blood Kill Guards opened the blood-red divine eye between their brows and bombarded the divine generals and the 4 Directions constellation formation. Swish, swish, swish. The Annihilation Divine Light was a terrifying spell that was almost born for destruction. It was almost naturally suitable for the Blood Killing Guard. At this moment they used it at the same time. Immediately 10 million beams of blood-red divine light bombarded the star map, full of incredible destructive power. It was almost unstoppable. No power could stop it. Boom, boom, boom. Countless star generals were drowned in the divine light of annihilation on the spot. They were bombarded into powder. They directly pierced countless holes through the 4 Directions constellation formation. They were crushed into pieces. It was extremely terrifying. The iron-blood divine cannon continued to fire at the 2 divine weapons. For a moment, the battle was incomparably fierce. From the beginning, the battle had entered a white-hot state. Each of the Green Lotus sword chi that spewed out from the 1,000 Green Lotus sword could kill a peerless expert. They were densely packed and bombarded the demon court. However, they were blocked by the 4 Directions heavenly gate. They were directly shaken and scattered in large areas. For a moment, the battle was incomparably fierce. Terrifying cracks appeared in the void all around. It kept collapsing. The earth collapsed under the attack, forming countless abysses. Mountains collapsed. Mountains and rivers broke. Wherever they went, any attack could kill a peerless expert. The battle was so intense that it almost reached its peak. Under the attack of the 2 supreme divine artifacts, The demon court was not at a disadvantage at all. It charged left and right and fought crazily with the star chart and the 1,000 green lotus sword. This scene made the people who were secretly spying on them so shocked that they had the urge to escape. Oh my God, it's terrifying, too terrifying. I thought that the demon emperor would bring the soaring heaven demon court to the heaven realm and give the human clan a big gift, even paying with his life. I didn't expect the demon emperor and the soaring heaven demon court to be so powerful and terrifying. They can fight on par with the two supreme divine artifacts. Could it be that the demon court is about to become an immortal artifact? The demon emperor is indeed not to be trifled with. The human clan had just gone to stroke the tiger's whiskers, and the demon emperor immediately led a group of demons into the human clan's lair. This personality is simply not to be trifled with. No wonder they say that a tiger's but can't be touched. It's simply too terrifying. The human clan has completely lost their face this time. This time, there's really no way to end it. This situation is already too big. I'm afraid that if the battle continues, it will become even bigger and attract even more human experts. If the demon emperor continues to fight, I'm afraid that even escaping will be a big problem. Could it be that this is really the demon clan's swan song? Oh no, look, another supreme divine artifact is coming. This time, the demon court might not be able to withstand it. I don't know if the four directions heavenly gates are really as powerful as the legends say. Countless heavenly cultivators quickly discussed in secret. They also felt that Di Shirtian's situation was quite dangerous. It could be said that this was an act of courting death. Right at this moment, a huge dark yellow treasure box tore through the air and flew over. On the treasure box, there were countless mysterious runes and runes. Inside the box, countless divine souls were constantly praying to each other. This was not an ordinary treasure box. It was an incredible sword box. It was the authentic supreme divine artifact of Xuanxin, the Xiantian treasure box. Xuanxin is supreme. Demon Emperor, you monster, how dare you provoke the human clan like this? Today, I'll let you know that there's no place in the world where you can be so arrogant. Xiantian 9 swords plus whirlwind cloud sword. The vast and boundless sword box flashed with bright divine light, and countless souls were constantly praying. Clang! The crisp sound of a sword reverberated through the void. A sky-piercing cyan sword broke out of the sword sheath. As soon as the sword appeared, a terrifying tornado swept out in all directions. The battle sword was completely formed from countless clouds and tornadoes. The void around the battle sword was rapidly twisting and shattering into millions of pieces as the tornadoes moved. Everywhere it went, it was as terrifying as a whirlwind. It erupted with terrifying sword pressure comparable to that of a half-step ruler. Rumble! It slashed down heavily at the demon court. Bang bang bang! Countless bolts of great destruction lightning continued to bombard the battle sword, but they were constantly twisted by the terrifying hurricanes. They continued to be worn down, bursting with terrifying power. Although their power was worn down, they still continued to slash at the demon court. Bang! The battle sword slashed at the southern heavenly gate. Rumble! The demon court shook violently. Boundless divine radiance erupted from his body. The Imperial Jade Archive absorbed a huge amount of heaven and earth yuan qi at an unbelievable speed. It erupted with monstrous divine power and shook the battle sword. However, the ancient city also fell several hundred feet. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidian.com to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1147. Damn it, damn it, damn it! The human race is so shameless. Every supreme artifact has 9 supreme experts guarding it, allowing them to unleash the supreme artifact's power to the limit. This is especially true for the supreme artifact at the peak of supreme artifact. Under their full power, Every attack has the terrifying destructive power of a half-step sovereign. This time, the human race really wants to fight to the death with you, Madman D. Dark yelled angrily. Supreme artifact was refined by all heaven's cultivators to contend against almighty experts. Once refined, even a low-grade supreme artifact could contend against an almighty expert. A mid-grade supreme artifact could not be broken without 3 or 4 almighty experts. A high-grade supreme artifact could not be destroyed without the continuous bombardment of a dozen almighty experts or the attack of a supreme artifact. As for a true peak supreme artifact, even an almighty expert would find it difficult to destroy it. Moreover, with the strength of an almighty expert, as long as they could fully unleash the power of a divine artifact, they could unleash the power of a half-step sovereign. This was the strength of a supreme artifact. In the past, the supreme divine weapons that Sakura faced were all divine weapons that didn't have a peerless expert overseeing them. That was why he was always free and unfettered. At that time, the divine weapons simply didn't display the tyrannical power that belonged to divine weapons. At this moment, the humans were clearly enraged. Every supreme artifact had 9 almighty experts guarding it. They could fully unleash the power of the divine artifact, and every strike could split the chaos. Humph! How dare you? With us 4 heavenly kings here, who dares to be impudent? Boom! 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 The entire demon court was slashed down by the black sky treasure box and fell down several hundred feet. This immediately enraged the 4 heavenly kings guarding the 4 heavenly gates. For thunderous roars were heard as 4 towering figures rose from the ground. They were clad in battle armor, and their faces were full of majesty as they glared at the 4 directions. The eastern heavenly king held a strange green umbrella in his hand, the north heavenly king held a 9-story black tortoise sky-suppressing pagoda, the west heavenly king held a strange golden banner, and the south heavenly king held an ancient seal. The 4 heavenly kings' auras were awakened, and they burst out with an almighty aura comparable to an almighty expert. East Heaven's Gate. Suppress the dance of the azure dragon. The Eastern Sky King said coldly. Suddenly, an illusory image of the Eastern Heaven's Gate formed above the Eastern Heaven's Gate and pressed down on the celestial cycle star chart in the east. It was hundreds of thousands of feet in size. Everywhere it went, the heaven and earth Yuan Qi in the east seemed to be completely frozen in an instant. Roar! Numerous azure dragons that were hundreds of thousands of feet long spewed out from the East Heaven's Gate. They intertwined and intertwined, forming a pair of azure dragon scissors that cut toward the heavenly star map in a domineering manner. The space that was cut by the scissors was sharply cut in half. It was so overwhelming that it seemed like it was going to cut the heavenly star map into pieces. However, the heavenly star map formed 4 constellations that swept toward the azure dragon scissors in a frenzy. There were also a large number of star generals, but when the scissors cut down, a large number of those star generals were cut in half. North Heaven's Gate. Suppress the north and seal the heavens and earth. The North Heavenly King also roared. Coincidentally, the 1,000-sword green lotus in the north spewed out billions of green lotus sword chi and slashed toward the demon court. Every sword light was extremely terrifying. However, the North Heaven's Gate formed an illusory East Heaven's Gate that was hundreds of thousands of feet long and pressed toward the north. Waves of white cold air spewed out like a tide. The void was frozen in the blink of an eye. Countless sword chi were frozen, and the void turned into an ice domain. No one knew how thick it was, but there were still sword chi that cut the ice crystals into pieces. But with the North Heaven's Gate, the green lotus sword chi could not even break through. South Heaven's Gate. Suppress the south and burn the 9 heavens. The South Sky King looked at the Xian Tian treasure box and shouted coldly. The shadow of the gate of heaven condensed and pressed down towards the south. From the gate of heaven, terrifying fiery birds swarmed out like tidal waves, bringing with them a mighty power that could burn the heavens and the earth. Everywhere they went, the void was burned into ashes. It was unusually domineering and had the power to burn the sky and destroy the world. Rumble! Countless firebirds. Wherever they went, the ground turned into boiling lava. The earth was burned. Xiantian treasure box, black ice flame soared. Endless divine light shot out from the Xiantian treasure box, and another battle sword flew out. The battle sword was extremely huge and pierced through the sky. However, one side of the sword was crimson red and exuded endless heat, while the other side was icy blue and exuded a terrifying black ice power. The two opposing forces converged together. Every collision produced an unimaginable destructive power. The sword slashed down. It was locked in a stalemate with the South Heaven's Gate. This scene left the countless spectators dumbfounded. The four cardinal heavenly gates are indeed extremely powerful. Each of the heavenly gates is a top-tier connate spiritual treasure. They have such powerful offensive power. The cold air that they spit out can freeze the world. The azure dragons can even cut mighty figures to death. The flames that they spit out can almost burn the world and destroy everything. 1 against 3. He's not at a disadvantage at all. The demon court of Lingxiao is so strong that it's hard to estimate. One man can hold the pass against 10,000. The cultivators screamed in astonishment. They all ran away. If they were involved in the battle, they would be crushed immediately. Rumble! At this moment, a vast god artifact suddenly appeared in the sky above the Lingxiao demon court without any warning. It faced the demon court in an extremely domineering manner, suppressing the demon court. With a terrifying roar, the illusory images of the four heavenly gates were crushed into pieces. It pressed down on the demon court like crushing dry weed. The demon court shot out billions of rays of nine-colored divine light, and the entire ancient city fell thousands of feet. However, a vast power also erupted from the city and pulled the divine artifact out. Oh my God, the head of the 10 supreme divine artifacts, the eternal kingdom! A cultivator saw it and opened his mouth wide in shock. It could not be closed for a long time. The eternal kingdom suppresses the heavens. It is eternal and immortal. Suppress, suppress, suppress. In the void, a strange force was staring at it. It was as if the entire time had stopped in an instant, and eternity had been achieved in an instant. A voice that shook all worlds reverberated in the void. As the voice echoed, billions of rays of divine light poured down like a tide. Then, all kinds of mysterious prayers spread along with the divine light. There were figures of gods, demons, Buddhas, and immortals that seemed to be illusory, but also seemed to be real, flying freely in the divine light. On their faces there was a kind of great freedom and transcendent beauty. It was as if there were no worries. There was only eternal joy and endless beauty. All the bad things had disappeared. The prayers came from their mouths, making the surrounding aura seem incomparably solemn and dense. Sacredness could not be profaned. Endless power of faith poured into the eternal kingdom. It was a disk that looked like a flying saucer. It was incomparably huge. Outside the eternal kingdom, rings of divine light kept circling around it. There were a total of 9 rings. In each ring there were countless gods and Buddhas praying. Each ring was like an eternal river of time. Good, good, good. Seeing this, Sakra sneered and said, "Even the eternal country is here, very good. Today, if this emperor doesn't turn your heavenly realm upside down, this emperor's head will be directly taken down for you to kick like a ball." Seeing the arrival of the eternal kingdom, not only did he not feel fear, but it also aroused a monstrous desire to fight. He looked up to the sky and laughed wildly. Heaven's will is like a blade. Time is like a blade. Eternal will turns into an immortal blade. Eternal blade, kill, kill, kill. A cold voice reverberated in eternal kingdom. Suddenly, illusory battle blades condensed out of thin air in the 9 divine rings. There seemed to be a river of time flowing in each of the battle blades. Each slash seemed to contain the will of the heavens, the will of the heavens. Everywhere the slashes passed by, the sky kept collapsing. It was as if time was passing by. 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 Time was strangely frozen under the blades. The operation of all things stopped at this moment. Bang! 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 In the demon court, countless iron blood divine cannons roared madly like raindrops, spewing out destructive thunder fire and bombarding the eternal blades. The godly thunder of destruction was formed by the fusion of countless godly thunders. It also had the characteristics of the eternal godly thunder. The eternal blade could stop time, but it could not stop the godly thunder of destruction. It kept colliding with the eternal blade. Suddenly, in the eternal kingdom, one of the 9 divine lights outside was like a millstone or a frisbee. It left the country and crashed into the demon court with lightning speed. At the same time, the other 3 supreme divine artifacts also erupted with power at this moment. In the black sky treasure box, 3 different battle swords slashed down. 3 roars sounded: metamagnetic god-slaying sword, yin-yang daybreak sword, 8 desolation picturesque sword. In the star map, the 28 mansions appeared. Countless stars gathered and condensed into the purple star emperor. It swept over with a roar. The 1,000 green lotus sword crashed into the demon court. Rumble! The lightning gathering tower completely exploded. Billions of divine thunders covered the sky like a tide. Streaks of destructive lightning broke through the sky. Shattering the vacuum, the blood kill guards burst out streaks of destructive divine light of annihilation. Outside the demon court, countless divine lights enveloped the entire ancient city like a tide. The 4 supreme divine artifacts were locked in a fierce battle. In an instant, countless attacks erupted. Tens of millions of miles of the void collapsed and collapsed, constantly spewing out destructive aftershocks. In the center of the battlefield, even light could not be transmitted. It was as if the world had lost its sound in an instant. There was only destructive annihilation. Crack! An unusually ear-piercing shattering sound rang out. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien.com to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1148. In the new month, those with guaranteed monthly tickets will be pushed up. Rumble! The 5 supreme divine artifacts separated at the same time. The Kingdom of Eternity, the Black Heavenly Treasure Box, the Heavenly Star Map, and the 1,000 green lotus swords occupied the 4 corners, trapping the demon court in the middle. However, the fierce battle also caused considerable damage to the 4 supreme divine artifacts. The Black Heavenly Treasure Box's divine light dimmed, and there were faint scars on it. The stars in the Heavenly Star Map dimmed, and even the stars hanging on the star tree were scarce. The countless lotuses of the 1,000 green lotus swords drifted away, and when it rotated, it seemed a little stiff. Only the Kingdom of Eternity remained high and mighty. It exuded a supreme aura. The demon court was surrounded in the middle. In the entire demon court, tiny cracks could be faintly seen on the surface of the city. They were densely distributed over a large area, and each of these cracks looked ferocious and terrifying. Under the joint attack of the 4 supreme divine artifacts, it suffered considerable damage for the first time. Even the cultivators and demons in the ancient city were affected, and many of them were killed or injured. The divine light that flowed on the ancient city was unusually dim. The extreme Emperor Jade Archive was madly devouring the boundless chaos energy, pouring it into the cracks in an attempt to repair the damage as quickly as possible. Good! What a terrifying battle! Even peerless cultivators wouldn't be able to withstand that level of battle. 4 Paragon divine weapons joined hands to attack the soaring firmament demon court, but they didn't suffer much damage. Only a few cracks appeared. The soaring firmament demon court was terrifying. They didn't know what materials they were made of. It's too strong and too strong. I'm afraid the Demon Emperor will not be able to escape this time. The 4 supreme divine artifacts have completely sealed off the void. Even a fly cannot escape. No matter where they went, there was no chance of survival. This time, the demon clan was really going to be exterminated. However, it seems like there will be other changes. The Demon Emperor is too difficult to predict. The cultivators were secretly speechless. They could not take their eyes off a battle of this level, for fear that they would miss a moment. That would be a regret for the rest of their lives. Good. 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 Very good. Socrates sat upright on the soaring sky throne. His majestic body didn't move as he looked at the cracks that appeared on the ancient city. His mouth was filled with majesty as he spat out a cold sentence. However, merely 4 supreme divine weapons might not be able to suppress this emperor. Initially, your majesty was going to bring my demon race away from the purple gold mainland. However, I didn't expect you humans to be so arrogant. Do you really think that your majesty is made of paper? Today, before I leave, I shall teach you humans a painful lesson. Looking down on the heavens, he suddenly raised his left hand and shouted in his heart, "Cleanse with the blood of the Emperor, combine with the tombstones, merge with my arm, and control the universe." Rumble! In his arm, the tombstone that had been sleeping was cleansed by the steaming hot sovereign blood. Immediately it woke up. This was the sovereign blood of a half-step sovereign. Every drop contained unimaginable power. On the spot, countless mysterious runes appeared on the tombstone, and the figures of countless gods and demons flashed on the tombstone. Crack! A crisp sound came from the tombstone, and countless tiny cracks appeared without any warning. In an instant, they covered the entire tombstone. The tombstone suddenly collapsed, turning into billions of fragments of the same size. They quickly merged into the entire arm, entering every inch of flesh. On the skin of his left arm, countless terrifying figures of gods and demons using various combat skills appeared. Vast power flowed wildly in his arm, and the entire arm turned into a purple-gold glaze, as if it was made of crystals. Boom! Boom! Tion suddenly stood up from the throne. As he stood up, it was as if a 10,000-foot-tall mountain had suddenly grown from the ground. His entire sovereign body expanded wildly, and in the blink of an eye, it had expanded to a terrifying height of 14,000 feet. He was indomitable. Behind his head, his black hair danced wildly, erupting with boundless arrogance. Every strand of hair was scarier than a treasure. Glancing at the 4 supreme divine weapons coldly, his gaze landed on the cosmic star map as he shouted, "Trash hiding in the cosmic star map. I once said that no matter how high you go, you won't be able to escape with your life. Today I will let you know that the words of I, Sacra Heavens, are the will of the heavens. My words are the imperial edict. Extreme Emperor Creation Palm, Infinite Void." His left hand blasted out towards the heavenly cycle star map. In his hand, countless voids flashed, and within the voids, countless calamities were brewing. Among them, countless gods and demons merged. As he blasted out his palm, all of them were terrifying calamities. There would never be a day of rest. It's impossible to kill us. Endless constellations, kill the shifter emperor. The faces of the 9 Supremes in the heavenly cycle star map changed drastically. However, they immediately became rather ferocious. They roared and activated the power of the heavenly cycle star map with all their might. Constellations formed one after another. Wolves, snakes, bulls, dragons, and so on. The 28 constellations formed one after another. Each of them had the terrifying battle strength of a half-step sovereign. They roared and blasted towards the huge palm. It was like a long river of constellations. Bang, bang, bang. However, as soon as these constellations touched the huge palm, they were all sucked into the palm. Within the voids, they were blasted apart by countless gods and demons. They were ground into dust. Countless constellations crumbled under the palm. They were turned into dust. It blasted directly onto the bodies of the 9 Supremes. Ah! Juntian Pagoda, block it from me. Sun God Banner, kill the Shifter Emperor! The 9 Supremes roared one after another. They displayed their trump cards and unleashed all of their strength. However, those treasures were like eggs when they blasted onto the palm. They were blasted apart one after another. There wasn't even the slightest bit of resistance. Tyrannical. It was not an ordinary kind of tyrannical. The left arm fused with the tombstone. Its power was almost at an unimaginable level. Rumble! Countless constellations crumbled. It grabbed towards the 9 Supremes and immediately grabbed all of them in its hand. It was like pinching a few bedbugs. It grabbed them domineeringly in its hand. Clowns, how dare you find trouble with me? Today I will crush you to death. Your divine souls will be suppressed in the nether prison and will sink forever. Bang, bang, bang. After that, it didn't care about the consequences at all. It exerted force in its hand. On the spot, there were a few shrill screams. The 9 Supremes exploded on the spot. Their flesh and blood splattered as they were crushed into meat paste. The scene was almost bloody and tragic to the extreme. Moreover, the 9 divine souls were swallowed into its stomach. They were suppressed in the nether prison. The series of actions was unbelievably fast. It didn't even give the other supreme divine artifacts a chance to react. Killed the 9 Supremes on the spot just like that. The brutality and viciousness of his methods had already reached the point of no return. Moreover, after crushing the 9 Supremes, it reached out and grabbed the star map in its hand. It grabbed the Lingshao throne and suppressed the star map under the throne. How dare you! Damn it! How dare you! This scene almost made all the human race Supremes vomit blood on the spot. Their guts were torn apart as they roared crazily. The 1,000-sword Green Lotus charged over. This collision was about to destroy heaven and earth. In the Black Sky treasure box, 9 battle swords were unsheathed at the same time. With a shocking sword power, they slashed down to kill the monster emperor. In the Kingdom of Eternity, 9 divine rings flew up at the same time. Wherever they went, the void was frozen. They were imprisoned by the invisible power of an instant and the power of eternity. The 3 supreme divine artifacts were completely unleashed. They wanted to suppress the monster emperor. Good timing! Deshirtian's black hair danced wildly. Looking at the supreme divine artifacts, he clenched his fist and punched towards the 1,000-sword Green Lotus. Rumble! The 1,000-sword Green Lotus was hit by the punch. Countless Green Lotus sword chi swept out, covering the sky and earth. It was about to cut Deshirtian's arm into pieces. However, it was slightly shaken by Deshirtian. On his arm, billions of divine demons roared and unleashed countless mysterious battle techniques, shattering the void. When it hit the Green Lotus was dented with a clear fist mark. It was smashed hundreds of millions of miles away. Bang! Deshirtian turned his fist. His fist was like a blacksmith's hammer as it smashed heavily on the 9 battle swords. The vast force crushed the power on the battle sword. Crack! Cracks flashed continuously, covering the body of the battle swords as if they would shatter at any time. Piercing into the ground, countless terrifying cracks appeared on the ground, spurting out endless amounts of lava. Break! Then, he punched towards the 9 divine rings. The void that was originally frozen by the divine rings was almost destroyed by the fist. It shattered and was sent flying backward on the spot. Every punch caused the void to shatter and be annihilated. Countless black holes flashed continuously. Stars swayed and countless divine lights disappeared. There was a terrifying murderous sound. Those who offend the demon clan will be killed no matter how far away they are. Deshirtian scanned the surroundings coldly. His gaze was so sharp that almost no cultivator could look him in the eye. His left hand tore at the void. One crack. A huge crack was torn open. Demon Court shook and was about to enter the crack. Damn it, don't even think about escaping! Waves of exasperated roars came from the void. Not far away, supreme divine artifacts rushed out at the same time and bombarded Demon Court. They wanted to stop Demon Court from leaving. Rumble! However, just as all the attacks were about to arrive, a fist landed heavily on all the attacks. The void was destroyed. Demon Court instantly broke through the air. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared. Only the words "those who offend the demon clan will be killed no matter how far away they are" still echoed in the void for a long time. Chase after it. That damned demon emperor stole the star map. We must not let him go. Even if we have to pay a high price, we must kill the demon emperor. An angry roar came from the void. There's no need to chase after it. Just as all the supreme divine artifacts were about to chase after it, a voice stopped all the divine artifacts. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1150. Welcome to the first update. Today, the brothers are doing their best. The monthly votes are actually about to rush up to the monthly votes ranking. Friends who still have votes, throw in a few and see if you can rush up to the ranking. If you can, then I will be very busy this month, hehe. Tao Ancestor, why don't you let us go after him? The demonic emperor killed 9 of our human race's almighties and took away the heavenly cycle star map. Letting him go is not only a humiliation to our human race, but it will also affect the plan that we have been planning for countless years. We must not let the demonic emperor escape so easily. An exasperated roar came from within the 1,000-sword green lotus. The 1,000-sword green lotus was hit by Shirtian's punch. Countless cracks appeared on the surface of the lotus, as if it would collapse at any time. It was extremely terrifying. That's right. Even if we have to pay a high price, we must kill the demonic emperor. Otherwise, our human race's prestige will be completely destroyed. Tao Ancestor, why are you stopping us? An angry roar came from within the black heavenly treasure box. Enough. The demonic emperor has already entered the chaos. There is no need to chase after him. Come back with me. The one who had appeared was Taishang Tao Zhu, who was riding a green bull. There was no expression on his face, and there was not a trace of emotion. He only calmly spat out a sentence. Although his words seemed ordinary, there was an unquestionable majesty in them. Although they were extremely unwilling, in the face of Taishang Tao Zhu's unwavering expression, many of the supreme divine weapons disappeared. Humph! After all the divine artifacts left, the Grand Supreme Tao Ancestor looked up at the void. His gaze was unusually deep, but he let out a rare cold snort. Faintly, there seemed to be some fear. Riding on the green bull, he disappeared. In the void, there was a pair of golden eyes silently watching. After the Grand Supreme Tao Ancestor left, it gradually disappeared. In the eyes of the all-heavens cultivators, this was something that even their spiritual souls would jump out of their bodies. Just now, from the moment Sakra made his move, the series of actions made everyone feel overwhelmed on the spot, unable to react in time. It was only when everything was over that they gradually regained their senses. But in his heart, it was as if countless raging waves were rolling. My God! Good. What a terrifying Yao Emperor! Once he goes all out, he's so ridiculously strong. One palm strike, one palm strike, one palm strike. He pierced through the star map, grabbed 9 experts like chickens, and crushed them to death. 9, that was 9 unparalleled almighties. In his hands, he didn't even have the strength to resist. This is simply too unbelievable. Tyrannical, simply tyrannical to the extreme. When the demon sovereign gets angry, it's no small matter. He smashed a supreme divine artifact with one punch. Could it be that the demon sovereign already has the battle prowess of a dominator? The human race has thoroughly lost face this time. Not only were the 9 supremes killed, Even the star map was snatched away. It's too scary. Serves them right. The demon race has already announced that they are about to leave the purple gold continent and enter the chaos. The humans are simply asking for trouble by provoking them at this time. Did he really think that the demon race would allow others to bully and humiliate them? Now, he had really lost his army after accompanying his wife. However, did the demon sovereign really lead the demon race into the chaos? After witnessing the end of the battle, the Almighties left the heaven realm one after another. News about the battle spread throughout the great thousand world in an instant, and countless races received accurate information. Especially in that battle, there were Almighties who directly used an image-retaining pearl to record the battle scene. When the news spread, it shocked countless Almighties. In the purple gold continent in the Li clan's territory. In the Li clan's divine palace, several rather burly Almighties sat inside. On the main seat, there was a middle-aged man whose appearance could not be seen clearly. In the palace, Almighty was quickly reporting something. The surrounding Almighties also nodded as they listened. The demon sovereign finally left the purple gold continent with the demon court. It's good that they left. Now, the future of the origin world in the purple gold continent is unknown. After the 3 rolls and 1 roll, it will be the annihilation tide. Under the calm surface, there are stormy waves that are enough to destroy thousands of cultivators. Although the demon sovereign might return after the annihilation tide, at least this period of buffer is enough to bring the demon race countless benefits. In the chaos there are countless opportunities. A almighty sighed. Fortunately, back then, Tu Xing Sun and Tu Ling were on good terms with the demon sovereign. They allowed our Li clan to obtain a land deed in the demon court. We even used a considerable amount of wealth to buy 1/3 of the Earth element space in the 129,600 spaces. Many young descendants have been moved in, and it's enough to reproduce and continue our clan. Another Almighty also muttered to himself. Among the 3 supreme elders, 2 of them have shown signs of the 5 decay of heaven and man. The 2 supreme elders want to choose 2 young talents from the clan, the peerless geniuses, to inject their lifetime's cultivation into the bodies of their juniors through the enlightenment divine ability. I personally suggest that these 2 opportunities should be given to Tu Xing Sun and Tu Ling. Another Almighty suggested. The 5 decay of the celestial being had always been a sharp sword hanging over the heads of all peerless powerhouses. It could fall at any time. Once it reached a certain level, if one did not make any progress, there would be signs of the 5 decay of the celestial being. At this time, if one still did not have the confidence to overcome it, they would generally look for a successor to pass on their orthodoxy. They would even give up their cultivation base to help their juniors through enlightenment. And the disciples who received the enlightenment divine ability would often be able to break through to the almighty level in an extremely short period of time. In the divine palace of the 3-eyed god clan, the demon emperor actually caused havoc in the human clan's heaven realm. Not only did he fight against several supreme divine artifacts alone, he also seized the star map and pinched 9 almighty beings to death. He severely damaged several divine artifacts. What a terrifying growth rate! A dignified voice echoed in the palace. With the demon emperor's ability, it's impossible for him to break through to the dominator level directly. Once he breaks through to the dominator level, the signs will be even more obvious and earth-shattering than when he breaks through to the almighty level. If that's the case, the Demon Emperor's battle prowess must be due to some powerful secret technique. However, the Demon Emperor rashly moved the Demon Court into the chaos. He might not be able to find any benefit. Although there are opportunities in the chaos, it's also full of danger. Even almighty beings might be destroyed at any time if they enter the chaos. In his words, there was a hint of disdain for Di Shirtian's actions. In an inexplicably dilapidated palace in the purple gold continent, an old man raised his eyes and looked at the void. There seemed to be an indescribable expression on his face. There was relief, surprise, regret, hesitation, and a complicated expression. After a long time, he sighed and said, "Leaving the Zijin continent at this moment can be considered a brilliant move of retreating in order to advance. It can allow the demon clan to temporarily leave the quagmire that is the Zijin continent and avoid the eyes of other clans. It can temporarily leave the cusp of the storm to the human clan to deal with everything. When the demon gods invade, no cultivator will blame them for not going forward to resist the demon gods and pushing the human clan to the forefront. Let the human clan experience what the demon clan felt back then." There was praise in his voice. However, there was still some complexity in it. However, the chaos is not peaceful. There are no coordinates and no direction. Once you enter the chaos, you will start to lose your way. Although the primordial demon gods born in the chaos can't enter the origin world, they are extremely tyrannical existences in the chaos. There are even more traps in the chaos that can easily destroy almighty beings. Some demon gods are even powerful enough to split open the heavens and earth. The chaos is like an ocean, and the demon gods are like giant crocodiles. Cultivators are like small fish and shrimp when they enter. Whether you can obtain the opportunity or not depends on the demon emperor's luck. There was an inexplicable charm in his words. Not only were there opportunities in the chaos, there were also endless dangers. The chaos world was vast and boundless. It nurtured everything. The origin world and the demon god continent were two worlds that existed in the chaos. The chaos was great and filled with universal love. At this moment, in the depths of the primal chaos, there was a world wrapped in 7 colors. Through the barrier, one could see that it was a vast and boundless continent. On the continent, there were many small islands that were constantly orbiting around it. Those small islands looked as vast as a world. Boundless vitality. At this moment, a huge crack suddenly appeared at the edge of the 7-colored barrier. Once this crack appeared, a vast amount of chaos chi poured in continuously. At the same time, a stream of light shuttled out of the crack. It was a vast and majestic ancient city. There were no walls in the ancient city. There were only 4 ancient heavenly gates standing in 4 directions. Although there were no walls, once one entered the chaos, the endless chaos chi did not directly rush into the city and corrode and assimilate the living beings in the city. Instead, it was directly rejected by the 4 heavenly gates. There was no way to enter the ancient city. As soon as one approached, one would immediately be swallowed by the 4 heavenly gates. Rumble! The countless cracks that appeared in the ancient city were quickly mended under the nourishment of the chaos chi. Broken Tao patterns reformed one after another. Ordinary treasures would either be swallowed by the chaos chi or corroded as soon as they fell into the chaos. However, when the demon court entered, they felt like a fish in water. They were not afraid of the chaos chi at all. The Imperial Jade Archive was wildly swallowing the chaos chi. Every time it swallowed a trace, the Tao patterns on the Jade Archive would become even more mysterious. The chaos chi has finally entered the chaos chi. Sakura sat on the numinous sky throne, suppressing the star map. Outside the numinous sky demon court, one could see that the void outside the city was completely a kind of gray gas, without any light at all. One could not see the direction or the path. It was as if one was lost in the darkness. The surroundings were unusually lonely. Outside the city, there was no sound at all. The chaos chi. This was the chaos chi. What a domineering tombstone! Di Shirtian forced out all the fragments of the map that had fused into his left arm and condensed them into a tombstone again. However, on his arm, one could see cracks that looked like porcelain. One could vaguely see flesh and blood. There was no doubt that if this continued, his entire arm might collapse on the spot. To be continued. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidien.com to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1151. My brothers are very supportive, and I'm also motivated to write. Continue writing the third chapter. Fortunately, you escaped from the celestial realm in time and entered the chaos. Otherwise, your entire left arm would have been reduced to dust if you continued fighting with those supreme artifacts of the humans. Fortunately, you're already a half-step ruler. If it were before, your arm would have been destroyed. Once it was destroyed, the indestructible Emperor Talisman would collapse. The damage to you would be too great. Ming also secretly exhaled and sighed. In my opinion, this tombstone needs to be broken through to the sovereign rank at the very least before you can completely refine it into one with your body and control this monstrous power. Otherwise, borrowing power like this will be an extremely heavy burden on your body. Sovereign? Di Shirtian looked at the chaos outside with a thoughtful look in his eyes. It was abnormally deep. By the way, Lunatic Emperor, you'll only return after the annihilation tide, so that the humans can resist the invasion of the demon gods. However, what about the bet you made with True Lord Ku Rong back then? If that guy really hides in one place for a few hundred years, we'll still lose the bet when we return. Do we really have to return all the wealth we plundered from Ku Rong to him? Wouldn't that be letting him off too easily? Nether cried out in a strange and fierce voice. He knew that Di Shirtian was always a man of his word. When he made the bet, he didn't use any of the Khanate spirit treasures he obtained from Ku Rong. Even the cloud-gathering banner was left untouched. Otherwise, it would have been integrated into the demon court long ago. He was waiting for the day when the winner of the bet would be decided. You're so stupid. Big Brother must have thought of a countermeasure long ago. Ku Rong won't be able to escape from Big Brother. Huan giggled and looked at Dark with disdain. Her eyes were full of cunning. Dark felt a chill in his heart when he saw that. He quickly hid far away. Looking for Ku Rong is very difficult for other people. However, for me it is not difficult at all. After 60 years, I'll naturally have a way to convince him. Submit to the demon court. Sakura had a confident look as he muttered to himself irresolutely. Husband, are you all right? At this moment, seeing that they had entered the chaos, she immediately stood up and looked at Di Shirtian worriedly. The foundation of the human race is really deep. However, they are also shameless enough to use so many divine artifacts to besiege my husband. Once Tian Xiang becomes a peerless expert, I will definitely ask the human race for advice. Su Tianxiang's face was full of worry as she snorted coldly. Little sister once heard from father that in ancient times, the human clan was not so powerful. When they rebelled against the demon clan, it was often several cultivators besieging a powerful demon clan figure. Now it seems that I was right, Katomi also said with extreme disgust. The foundation of the human race is really extraordinary. If each divine artifact requires 9 peerless experts to activate, then the number of powerful demons in the human race must have reached a terrifying level. The human race is indeed the race that is best at hiding their strength, Mei Xian said thoughtfully as she tapped her forehead with her slender finger. The human race usually did not show their strength, but when they did, they could scare the cultivators of other races to death on the spot. It's okay. Now that we have left the chaos, it's time for the world to open up. Moreover, the spoils of war this time are not bad. After indicating that he was not injured, Di Shirtian waved his hand and grabbed the heavenly cycle star map that was suppressed under the Lingxiao throne. Rumble. Now that the heavenly cycle star chart was put away, it was like a picture scroll. However, it seemed a little broken. Inside it was a mysterious star map. As soon as it came out from under the Lingxiao throne, it immediately pulled out a ray of starlight, trying to break through the demon court and enter the chaos. Come back. Seeing this, Di Shirtian reached out his hand and casually touched the star map. The map seemed to have broken through hundreds of millions of miles in an instant, but it seemed as if it had never moved at all. When he reached out, he had already grabbed the ancient map in his hand. No matter how it moved, it could not escape from his hand. "What an impressive cosmic star diagram!" he exclaimed. "It's actually a complete understanding of the cosmic star formation. It contains all the star arts, and it even has the ancient star tree as the source of vital energy. Countless souls are pouring into the star tree and praying to it. It provides an endless amount of faith power. It nurtures the stars. It is an extreme supreme artifact that has reached the peak. Unfortunately, there is no possibility of it becoming immortal." Chertian's eyes seemed to be able to see through everything. With a glance at the scroll, he immediately understood the various mysteries of the heavenly cycle star map. Haha, if such a peak supreme artifact star map is integrated into the demon court, it might be able to take the final step and enter the immortal realm. Ming shouted excitedly. "Humph. Stupid prison guard, although the heavenly cycle star map is a peak supreme artifact, it doesn't have many great daos. If it is integrated into the demon court, it will only be able to push it to half immortal. If it wants to become an immortal artifact, it will need more great daos to be perfected or even perfected." Huan blinked and giggled as she counted with her fingers. The key to becoming an immortal artifact was the number of great daos it had. Without enough great daos to support the world, it would not become immortal and become an existence on the same level as the purple gold continent and the demon god continent. Every great Tao was like a heavenly pillar. An immortal artifact would definitely make the world boundless. If there were fewer heavenly pillars, the world would not be able to support it, and it would collapse. Even if it was upgraded, it would crumble. A divine artifact would crumble. It wasn't as if 2 or 3 supreme artifacts could be fused together to become an immortal artifact. Immortality was a threshold. Integrate the heavenly cycle star map into the demon court. Integrate the scale of destiny into the demon court. From now on, the demon court will have a sun, a moon, and stars. There will be the alternation of day and night. There will be the heavenly cycle revolution. There will be the heavenly cycle divination. There will be the heavenly cycle connection. The eternal river hibernation. Chertian sent the entire heavenly cycle star map into the demon court's void. Immediately, the star map was like a boundless painting that was reflected in the void. Whoosh! Countless thick chains of laws appeared out of thin air, binding the star diagram. At the same time, they spat out pure chaotic divine flames, tempering the entire ancient diagram. Rumble! The heavenly cycle star map had been damaged by Chertian, and cracks had appeared on the star tree. At this moment, under the refinement of the entire demon court, there was not much resistance at all. The entire star map was like a water wave, strangely merging into the void, rippling out circles of ripples. It merged with the demon court at an astonishing speed. Vast amounts of star yuan qi continuously poured into the ancient star diagram. The stars in the ancient star map flashed with starlight, and the star tree that had cracks on it quickly healed. Buzz, buzz, buzz. After a while, the heavenly cycle star map finally merged completely into the demon court. In an instant, one could clearly see that the ancient star map had completely disappeared in the void. It was replaced by a vast and complete star space. Rays of starlight poured down on the entire demon court like a tide. At the same time, they shone on the 129,600 spaces. One could see it when one looked up. A bright moon hung high in the sky. The moon was surrounded by stars, making the starry sky look unusually bright. The demon court was shrouded in darkness, but under the starlight, it was unusually beautiful. Rumble! When the star map was refined and completely merged into the void, a vast amount of power was fed back from the void and poured into the entire ancient city. Immediately, in a series of rumbles, the demon court began to expand violently again. The vast amount of divine crystals that had been accumulated was also continuously integrated into the ancient city. It made the ancient city expand even faster. It expanded again and again. At the same time, the nearly liquefied vital energy of heaven and earth thinned considerably, reaching a level that was normal in the primordial era. But at the same time, the power of the stars poured down in an endless stream. Countless cultivators who cultivated cultivation arts related to the stars were overjoyed. A pillar of stars formed in the Emperor Realm's jade archive in the blink of an eye. Destiny! Destiny! The scale of destiny appeared out of thin air on the Emperor Realm's jade archive. Strands of destiny law were extracted and poured into the jade archive. The talisman of destiny in the jade archive grew with astonishing speed. The ruler of destiny had personally refined this scale of destiny. Although the Tao of destiny within it wasn't very powerful, it was very complete. As soon as it entered the talisman of destiny, it took only a few breaths of time to complete its initial step. Complete and flawless. Rumble. The materials used to refine the scale of destiny began to strangely melt under the power of the divine flames, transforming into a river of destiny. It fell into the newly born Tao lotus of destiny and swirled around it. In an instant, all life in the demon court seemed to sense the aura of destiny. The ancient city continued to expand. After a long while, it finally stopped. It had grown by half its original size. It was even more vast and boundless. The aura emanating from the demon court grew more and more subtle. Faintly, the aura of eternity permeated the air. Demon court, half-step eternity. However, after reaching half-step eternity, there was almost no way to advance any further. It was as if the path ahead had been cut off. "What a powerful demon court," said May Exian. May Exian said slowly, "However, husband, you should know that the more powerful a supreme artifact is, the harder it is for it to reach the immortal level. Normally, a peak supreme is enough to reach eternity. But now that you're a half-step ruler, it's even harder for you to reach eternity. You need at least 2,000 great Daos that are truly perfect. You need at least 2,000 great Daos to form the heavenly pillars. If you hadn't fused it with the star map, you should have been able to reach eternity with 1,500 pillars. If you like this work, you are welcome to come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my biggest motivation. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.